4 for 4 shooting. Another poor shot at the other end for the Colonels, and up running the floor, there's Mackenzie Holmes, 5 for 5. Something that Coach Williams believes will improve. There's a missed 3-ball by Daphne Giacini, and quickly up the court, guess who? Mackenzie Holmes, yet again, her 6th bucket.
And they're so dynamic. They're trusting in the ability that Mackenzie's going to be there, and that's what makes that pass so easy to deliver from Grace Berger.
Quick steal, and Grace Berger there to lay it in.
They're getting plenty of chances. Good defense in the lane there. Armstrong got it knocked away. Berger in transition. She'll finish with the left hand, and just like that, Indiana in front 14-2. Activity, Zach.
Yeah, Berger being everywhere on this play. Armstrong thought she got fouled. They can't get back in transition defense. She's going to go to her left hand and finish here.
Just 6 players overall, but really Armstrong, Brown, and Omar, the only players last year that played more than 15 minutes, as Grace Berger finds the nylon from downtown, and the Hoosiers extend the lead.
Pass inside is lost. Great steal from Penn. Indiana stop anything happening on that first possession. They have an open shot attempt right there. That's knocked down. Good basket for Grace Berger.
Kane so far being left in the game with the 2 personals and just about 4 minutes left to play. Here's the takeaway. Berger to Patberg. And Bourne doing it on one side, trying to take it all the way. Frenetic pace for both teams.
Scalia turns it over. Berger picks the basketball up. She's got numbers in transition. She's just going to take it off the window herself and in. Cardano Hillary, top of the key on Jasmine Powell. The transfer from George Mason. Grace Berger from deep.
Likely for Indiana is going to try to get out in transition. Extra pass to Berger, who buries another one, and Indiana starting to pull away early. On both the men's and the women's side, of course, with fans or without fans. But you wonder if Indiana can make it to that top 16 spot. I think it's well within reach for Terry Morin's group.
H. Becker's at UConn. There's another really good freshman, Caitlin Clark, has already had a triple-double. She is an incredible scoring machine for Lisa Gluter at Iowa. Benzan.
Aaron on the pass, and now Indiana's got numbers. 3-on-1. Patberg keeps and scores.
She lowers her shoulders and gets her hips and shoulders by defenders, and this time she just does a nice job handling a little bit of contact. Berger fades and hits.
And a weak side rebound for Grace Berger. Berger has numbers, 4-on-2 here for Indiana. She's going to take it herself, and it goes off the heel of the rim and drops in.
Oh, a lot more opportunities for some upsets to potentially happen. Some work needs to be done by Wisconsin. A great pass inside and a great finish by Golbe. But I think it's a very crucial point in the game for Wisconsin because things can get away from them, as a nice steal is done right there by Berger. Fakes the pass and gets the layup.
Purdue's most improved player misses the layup. She was out of control. And Indiana, a good transition team. Berger tries Holmes one more time, and that time the connection works. He sets the screen now for Grace Berger. Berger leaves it for Brown, and as the shot clock was dwindling, Indiana sticks it. Indiana running out of time. Berger penetrates and finishes.
Yeah, Grace Berger, she is just nice little show there, taking it up over the.
And what an impressive quarter defensively for Indiana. Berger at the horn, why not? That's an exclamation point, as Indiana holds Purdue to 3 points in the second quarter and builds a 17-point lead.
Times this afternoon, Grace Berger at the end of the clock, pretty fitting, hitting that 3.
Berger, top of the key, book it. Really impressive stuff for Berger and the Hoosier. Then back to Indiana. Berger driving and a chance at the three-point play.
Just a strong take. You see that help side come over, and she's fearless going to that rim.
Berger spinning past screen. How about that move from Grace Berger? Hello, how do you do?
Attacked again. Green thinks that she has her, and then very elusive spin.
That was an attempt for Alicia Smith to go 6 for 6 from the floor. Instead, it's her first miss of the night. And quickly, Berger goes all the way down the court.
They're great shots for the team. It's not like she's forcing any kind of bad energy.
Well, she averaged about 18 shot attempts when she played at George Mason.
The established offensive post-up.
So now will be Mackenzie Holmes' defensive assignment right now here on Cash. Indiana looking to push. Berger hanging, hooping, and one for Grace Berger.
Grace Berger is playing no games in transition. This one, she put some cheese on it, Lisa. Oh, all net right there with contact.
Burke with the heads up. She has 7 points. And Cash with another rebound. 5 rebounds, 5 points, but she gives it right back up. Here's a look for Worthing for 3.
You could effectively say that
they're back.
This year would be a 3rd consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. Berger, high off the window, count it, and a foul.
11 for 14 at the free throw line. Indiana's cashing in on the opportunities. Like, they're only shooting 31% from the field.
Sat out last season, redshirt junior now. Berger knocks it down, a 3.
Grace Berger.
5 to shoot. Berger. Big make for Grace Berger. For Indiana wearing number 3. And a silky off-balance jump shot from Grace Berger goes down. And Patberg corrals. And Grace Berger, they'll count it, and a chance at the 3-piece.
Even coming down, running. Watch Berger, just a little bit, just a little stop and change, absorbs the contact, strength to finish.
Miller off the mark. Indiana with numbers. Berger pops in transition and drills it with a hand in her face.
And no turnovers, so she was definitely on her A game against Penn State for sure.
Got a career high 19 points in that game, and Berger going to work and taking it right to the rack.
As a triple stack of 3 triple doubles this season, and that one, oh my goodness.
That's coming off a 10.3 rebound performance against Michigan. Final few seconds here of the quarter, and Berger gets it. Iowa's got 6 straight makes. Here's Indiana looking for an answer. They leave Berger wide open for 3. There was 1 second on the shot clock, and she delivers.
Cardano Hillary throwing that head back, got a little contact, but also made contact with her team.
And especially Allie Patberg shoot more, and right off the bat, Patberg scores.
Yeah, right there. Great execution. If I can go back to that Patberg play really quick. Over so far today. But also, you working that back and forth like we're seeing right now with a 3-point shot, now back inside. And look, Mackenzie Holmes gets it done again. Constantly moving the basketball, finding the open person, and just going there.
Inside, Mackenzie Holmes, and 1.
Omar guarded tightly by Patberg. Trying to get around Holmes and rejected. What a play by Mackenzie Holmes. The right hand swat. She says, get that out of there. 52 left to go in the second quarter. What a play by Holmes. Holmes had 7 blocks on Wednesday against Eastern Kentucky, 27 last year. And as much as you see her go to work offensively with the left hand, what a move there. And or someone else, they hit some 3s and open up this offense.
Nice pass inside, but a great block right there from Holmes. Stops the easy layup. Now driving very quickly, coast to coast. He's going to get that one to fall with the foul.
For those in a clean manner. Sam Haiby picked up the personal foul there, and they go deep inside again that time to Holmes, who that time converts for the bucket.
Screen the screener action on the out-of-bounds under for Indiana.
They're going to challenge Kate Kane again. How about the finger roll finish? Holmes working all the way around Kane that time. Here on the push, it's more McNeil. And again, they are going to give that touch to Holmes. There's the foul against Kane. I think they were trying to pursue that.
Mackenzie Holmes right here, serving, trying to find a spot, and then going right under, drawing skin right here by Kate Kane right on the arm. Boom.
Defensive force for the Hoosiers all season long. Jalen Penn working. Here's Holmes down low. She spins on Hubbard. She goes up and in and draws the foul. Looking for Mackenzie Holmes down low. What a feed into the paint to Grace Berger, and she now has 13.
As she knocks down her first triple, just a 25% shooter out there. Oh, there's another nice dip.
While she's shooting is not something that Illinois needs.
Collins tried to keep it alive, taken away by Indiana. 3-on-2, Hoosiers. Baseline pull up and the drop.
Three-quarter court pressure onto the Lady Lions. They'll drop back into the zone if they can't get the turnover.
Cardano Hillary with a chest pass to Golbe. Inserts it deep inside to Mackenzie Holmes, who just bullies her way. Got 0 for 3 from downtown. That's an outlet pass to Allie Patberg. She'll track it down to the trailer. Mackenzie Holmes dodges the defender and still able to lip it in past Tova Sable.
5-3. Bit of a turnover-filled first few minutes. Drives with the left. It's a nice block by Holmes. So it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Wisconsin. That's going to go Indiana's way. Great play in the interior by Holmes.
Preseason favorites in the Big Ten, and a microcosm of all of that today. Trailing big and now leading, and a chance for 3 for Mackenzie Holmes.
Indiana out of the timeout, out of bounds. Mackenzie Holmes once again, jab, step through the defense for the and one.
Patberg, with time dwindling, gives it up to Holmes, who beats the buzzer with a hook shot floater and gives Indiana a 1-point lead at the half. 13 points on 5 of 7. A beautiful hook shot for Indiana.
Ohio State does a really good job on and off the ball, being active and aware and getting those deflections. It makes it hard on teams.
Great patience by Michigan State on that one. Mackenzie Holmes was late getting out to the corner, but I think she got clipped on her way to contest. They are being intentional and deliberate in this second half, getting the ball on fire under her feet, but she got out in time.
Berger feeds Holmes, spinning the left hand. It's good, and she'll go to the line.
Her post-up position, getting the steal right there. That's when she locked in and then showed the ball and then came back. Oh boy, the counter to the counter for Mackenzie Holmes. You'd love to see it. Boom, ooh, quick spin with contact. Well, just such a historic program, and Terry Morey in her 7th season has really just implored her student athletes to play.
Not had a lot of fouls in this game, but that is the second on Czinano, which is huge. So she is now out. So an opportunity in the paint for Indiana has just opened up, and
I probably would have left that as a no call from that angle. But on the other end, you mentioned the substitution in the post, and Indiana goes right to home.
Down the floor without scoring a single point. Holmes with Czinano out, just backing up and putting it in.
They missed their last 4 buckets. They get it into the hands of Hillmon, who coughs it up. The tight, tough defense by the Indiana Hoosiers, forcing the turnover.
Hilliard steers it inside. That's Kate Thompson. Thompson back to the basket, turnaround, blocked again by Holmes. It's loose on the floor. It's saved by Cardano Hillary and picked up in the backcourt by Indiana. Working, spinning on post Pieslova. 3 Badgers surround her. They kick to the corner. Here's a 3-ball hoisted, and it's missed by IU. Holmes has it. She'll spin around Thompson. Left hand finishes in. Cardano Hillary kicks out to Patberg. Patberg dribbles to the top of the arc. Now they'll feed inside with a bounce pass. There's a score and a foul counted for Mackenzie Holmes. 17.3 points per game this season. Moscow coming over. They'll inbound sideline left. Berger.
Oh boy.
Tosses over the top. Holmes catches, turns, and it's going to be good at the buzzer. Well executed play there by Indiana to end the second quarter.
Just got to belly up on them, and then you have to make a decision. Do you play that inbounder tight? They were off that inbounder. But again, the threat is the inbounder stepping in, and they throw it back to you and take a shot.
No Big Ten tournament, no NCAA tournament. Dump down to Mackenzie Holmes in the first touch for the post-dominant player down low.
Puts herself in a position to score the bucket despite the pass from her teammate.
There's a drive from Braxton Miller high off the glass. Rebound, Patty rejected by Holmes. And it'll stay on this side.
Was more of a facilitator when she first got to Ohio State, but this season has really taken the initiative to try to get things done in the scoring column.
2-on-1. Patberg keeps it herself and tips it over the top.
Wearing those jerseys because this is the pink game for Indiana. You see the pink trim on their white jerseys as well, and the pink shoes as Holmes gets the 2.
Watch the patience inside by Mackenzie Holmes. The defender's there. I'm a witness to her making some truly difficult shots. And I'm telling you, you've just got to deny her the touches as best you can.
Trailer, guarded by Patberg, lost the basketball, and here comes Indiana the other direction. Patberg in transition, no numbers forward, but she'll hit it anyway. Allie Patberg perhaps playing in her final game in an Indiana uniform in Bloomington. Meanwhile, they'll feed Golbe inside and Alexa Gulbe.
So if they're anything like they have been in the past, we'll see how they can convert in the second.
Berger forward for Mackenzie Holmes, and she finishes and gets the foul. Holmes will go back to the line. A pretty play, and you can see there the emotion.
Basket by Caitlin Clark!
Clark has it. Pull up. Knocks it down. Zone defense is collapsing down. There's the kick out. Clark, a long 3. Big shot. Out any team for Lisa Bluter. Marshall in. He has it back to the logo now. 15 on the shot clock. It's Warna. Feed. Czinano. Near side block. Clark. Long triple. Good. Caitlin Clark, another triple. Right now it's empty. Nothing clicking offensively. Czinano will give a screen. Clark contested 3. It's good. Are you serious? Caitlin Clark, a huge 3. Iowa leads by 2. A gaudy bucket late in this game. You cannot be serious with that shot. A contested fall away. And Caitlin Clark gives Iowa a 2-point lead.
Good cut from Clark. She'll get the basketball and get the and one. And the board from Clouden with the float.
Basket by Monika Czinano. Caitlin Clark.
It's the same pronunciation as the Italian name Scalia. It's pronounced Scalia. Clark inside and the foul. Tough drive. Lexi Civilian's played a lot of minutes, the 6th most for Iowa. She hasn't produced a ton as Clark with a long triple is good to tie the game at 14.
Does a nice heads-up play, understanding how much room she had to shoot.
Here's Clark for 3, heating up. Ooh, it's like automatic. Now 8 assists on 15 made baskets for the Hawkeyes, and they're hunting for some more. Burton kind of shading that double team look there for Czinano. Another offensive chance here for Iowa. Clark will pull and fire and hits, and it's a possible 4-point play for the freshman.
Caitlin Clark, I mean, that's what we've seen all year from her. Just that ability to take the hit, the concentration.
Yeah,
Yeah, Monika Czinano, she said, Coach Bluter said to stay mad and to play mad. And, you know, not to the point where you're out of control.
Czinano got stopped in her tracks by Holmes. Mackenzie Holmes, what a game. 25 points, 12 rebounds. She has some blocks to go along with it.
5 to shoot. Clark to work. Deep three for Clark. And that one rolls home. What a quarter for Clark. She's got 13 first quarter points, and Iowa takes a 6-point lead into the break.
Is exactly what she does. What is that, 40 feet? You got to get your tape measure out just to measure the confidence that it takes as a freshman to show that type of range. Damian Lillard-esque. Caitlin Clark has Iowa rolling here after one quarter.
Pace plan has almost switched sides here. Nebraska wants to play with pace, and Iowa wants to grind this thing out. Clark, deep three. Oh, a dagger for Caitlin Clark. May have been the finishing blow.
I left my measuring tape in the car, but I mean, that's got to be, again, a 40-footer. Shot clock expiring. This is when you take those types of shots into shot clock situations, and she just, it's such a pretty release, perfect form, and she gets that to go.
Warnock blocked by Cash. Ball gobbled up by Czinano for Iowa. Clark, oh my gosh, 32.
Caitlin Clark at the Iowa logo. Why not? As the shot clock winds down.
See, Kenray Johnson has the matchup with Caitlin Clark, and she always has the better offensive players.
3 points here.
Well, right there you saw Kenray turn your head away for a second. She will find a way to catch that ball and lift it.
Will they give it back to Clark, who's got all kinds of range?
Deeply off of Caitlin Clark, and you can't be that far away from her when she...
But 4 on the shot clock, and Caitlin Clark is going to have to pull off balance and off glass, as only Caitlin Clark can do.
I mean, the shot clock is winding down. 2 on the shot clock, and just all glass right in the middle of the square. And she runs back like, that's slight work. That's easy stuff for me. Clark to Czinano. We're going to hear that a lot.
Clark with the block on Hillmon. Doing it all. My goodness. Superstar against superstar.
And then drop off that little dime on the weak side.
Look at Holmes' stat line there. The points, the rebounds, the block shots, and watch Caitlin Clark drill the three-point shot for a possible 4-point play. She could tie the game on that one shot.
This young freshman, Caitlin Clark, oh, she's trying to give you the business, trying to get a touch, and she got a touch all right on the arm as she heads to the line to complete the 4-point play. I didn't see her reach in or break the plane.
Here's Clark from deep. My goodness, the shots that she hits. You just have to shake your head. Spectacular.
Oh my goodness, I stood up and my headset almost fell off of my head. Look at this kid. Caitlin Clark, are you joking? This kid has ice in her veins and a mentality beyond freshman age. They had a couple of turnovers that really cost them down the stretch, so you know that's on the mind of the Iowa players at this juncture.
Clark, just stone cold. You just laugh and you shake your hand after shots like this.
Come on, man. I mean, that's a contested, ridiculous 3. Right there, footwork on a foul.
To see that Bourne, who's at the top of the key, can't step out to knock down that 3. For Iowa, expect a lot of zone defense. They'll switch to zone as much as they want to, as Clark, after the steal, lays it in.
Monika Czinano! Give the assist to Warnock.
As we take a look at the rebound numbers today, 26 for Iowa and 31 for Wisconsin as Czinano converts on a bucket inside.
Iowa manages to get the ball. Czinano turns, she'll face up, inside, left hand scoop shot's good. It's down to 3.
For the defenders, so even though they were playing great defense, 2 of them, not just 1, 2 of them with hands up in her face. Clark bringing the ball down, defended by Winston, and she's gonna let her go up for a
A little bit of a wild one, but just short. Bounces back off the weak side. Rebound recovered by Clark. She's going to bring the ball back down and take that fake screen. Oh, and that's going to be a and one. Here that one is again. They're hoping to get the charge, and she might have been there on time. Osment hit the ground hard on that one.
This Iowa squad came out early, and Western Illinois hang tough as a layup there. Makes it a 10-point ball game. So those are really the two big keys to watch for as we come down the home stretch this afternoon. Stutter step by Lutz, kick out, long three ball on the way, it's good.
Count the basket by Monika Czinano. Second, give the assist to Clark. Czinano will go to the line to shoot one for the Hawks.
Of 5 Division I women's basketball players that have a triple-double this year.
They actually talked about whether she would get it before the game.
Most of it coming in her career, her 10th, with 5 of them coming this season. Czinano, well, I guess Czinano didn't foul out.
15 seconds to go in the final quarter before Scalia knocked down that lethal triple. Meyer, entry feed, Czinano, little turnaround, it's good in the foul.
Kate Martin bringing it up here for Iowa. And again, they're looking inside to Czinano, who feeds the pass, body bucket and one that time.
Czinano has the steal. The help comes over from Burton, not there on time, plus in the restricted.
Doing that her whole career, but Northwestern didn't need that. Oh, what a pass. Clark finding Czinano, a much-needed bucket here for Iowa, but the Hawkeyes are running out of time. Clark decides to slow it up. Feeding Czinano, who's had an off night. In terms of Monika Czinano standards, they give it right back on the repost. She's got 7 points.
From start to midway through the fourth quarter, Purdue by 6 on the road against Iowa. Tommy Taiwo inside, got it with the left hand. On the cut, Martin, the feed to Czinano, left hand, that time it drops in.
She might have gotten away with a little bit of a travel. This Iowa team without Caitlin Clark is taking their time. The point guard duties going over to Kate Martin a little bit.
Warnock drops it in. She's been the X factor for Iowa late here.
The post position, they're a much smaller team this year. They've been playing more small ball, as they like to call it, and that is going to be tough when you're playing small ball against a post like Monika Czinano.
I think she has to get into her body sooner. You cannot let her have that free cut down the lane without bumping her.
Megan Gustafson has done it once. Mackenzie Holmes has done it once, starting out 13 for 13. They feed Czinano for the record. There it is. Perfection is hers.
And it's
no one in
one.
Big Ten history has started out 14 of 14.
Already we see Powell leading the Gophers today in shooting, so that's going to be a big part of it.
Now the defense is in a scramble, and that extra pass is going to be an easy one to the corner.
Certainly is the development of that sophomore class. Madison Green and Jacy Sheldon that has led to some success.
Yeah, that's the whole key. If Czinano can't touch it, she can't shoot it, because when she shoots it again, most of the time it goes in at a clip of just under 70%. Kept going. Clark guarded by Cardano Hillary, who's done a good job on her, and finally inside, Czinano scores for the first time in this half. And Iowa have cut this lead to 3. Back in a zone here, which I'm sure they're hoping helps with Holmes.
9 times in 11 weeks, the Big Ten Freshman of the Week this year. Spinning baseline with the right hand is Monika Czinano.
Exactly why.
Such a good shooting team this year. Second in the nation overall at 51% from the floor. And of course, when you get point-blank shots.
Also one of the best passing teams in the league. In fact, they lead the Big Ten in assists per game with nearly 20.
3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Clark around the screen, bouncing on the drop-off. A little pick and roll, finished beautifully at the rim by Czinano, and a chance for one more at the line.
Post move, trying to go to a high hand, but look, the vision, splits the defense, gets the ball, leads Czinano to the basket, and she gets the bucket, and she'll have a chance to go for the three-point play.
No team in college basketball has more freshmen than Penn State on its roster. Czinano with a bucket and a foul.
He gets good position. Martin passes inside. Czinano has great position deep in the paint.
She's done well for Iowa in the second half in terms of being yet another scorer that can knock some shots in for the Hawkeyes.
Look at the flex from Monika Czinano.
Well, they have gotten Monika Czinano more active, and they've gotten her more touches, especially in the pick and roll. Lisa Bluter said Caitlin Clark's favorite target, and into her own hands, scored on the drive.
Czinano dropping it off. That was a no-look pass, and the assist from Czinano. Kate Martin with the deuce.
First half against Maryland, and yes, it was a frantic pace, but she also picked up one foul early on, and when that happens, you try not to get that second one.
And Tomi Taiwo.
Give it to her. Feed it inside. Czinano turn, and the hoop has
it. McKenna Warnock looking inside, and they feed Czinano. She gets it to drop that time.
Marshall still searching inside, but there's nothing happening down low. And there it is, Czinano and one. That passed one way and then go over the top of the defender.
Who is now your everyday starter. Only started 3 times last year here for the Terps. And here's a takeaway by Owusu. They feed Diamond Miller again, and she's got a quick 4 points. Guys with male practice players, and that's not necessarily always available in terms of the numbers that are available to them this year because of COVID. Here's Miller, who has now 6 points for the Terps. To have that response against Arkansas after coming off of the loss to Missouri State, we have seen sort of the positive response that now on crutches, has a boot on that right foot. That's all of the update that we have. The and one, though, is Diamond Miller goes to work.
You great opportunities to score right here. Bibby with a nice hard pass and one.
Here comes Maryland the other way. 3-point shot off the rim. No. Good look by Katie Benzan, but could not connect. Now the steal by Diamond Miller puts it up and in, and the foul.
We've seen that already. Arella, they're not even trying to press. But Guirantes is surrounded by Miller.
Owusu loses, stolen by Johnson. Diamond Johnson lays it up, and it's blocked from behind by Diamond Miller.
Miller has, in that situation, his height advantage. Great job by Lafayette forcing the steal. Johnson was trying to create contact here. But
Rutgers up by 3, 42-39. Diamond Miller ties the game. And the first half comes to an end. What a spectacular first half.
And then Diamond Miller, the top scorer, saucing him up. A 3 to tie the game, Lou.
And just kind of took herself out of the play, giving Tinsley the big bucket. Now here is Miller. The defender falls down. Miller gets her first basket of the day. Just overturn that into a ball tipped out of bounds. So now here is Miller on the other side. Goes with the left hand. Finishes strong. And Diamond Miller really able to get to the basket.
Just 1 of 3 shooting here through the first 4.5 minutes. Bibby for 3, and that goes. 6th one of the night for Maryland. And is doing that. And the other thing is the switching gets you out of position rebounding, because now you're not having bigs checking out bigs. Sometimes you've got littles down there checking out the bigs on the glass. Diamond Miller. Bibby sets the screen. Spins back to her right, tracks down her own miss, and it goes. And already all of her offensive numbers up from last year.
The slip by Masonis, the rescreen by Bibby, and then this is all Diamond.
They've hit their last 5 shots. Now can they do it on this end? Collins.
The cut to the bucket for Collins. Count it. Defender turned her head and was ball watching. Watch this. Diamond Miller's defender turns their head, and she goes right to the basket.
You know, she said she knew that she was at a different level in terms of her knowledge of the game and playmaking ability at the point guard spot.
Forced back out. Shot goes up and no good. That one coming from Tamara Farquhar. Owusu to Miller, looking to go inside, off the window and in.
Time and time again. And you just see Miller. She's able to give a little quick jab and just finish right like that.
A lot of turnover in the team as well. Diamond Miller with 10 to shoot, puts up a 3 off the front. It bounces home. I guess the bank's open on Sunday.
And we've seen actually, ooh, Miller with the block from behind.
Off the ball on that block. Diamond Miller playing some staunch defense early on here, just what Brenda Freese wants to see, a balanced effort.
And there is Owusu who knocks it down.
I think she really adapted to that kind of teaching from Brenda Freese.
Here's Miller with the steal and take, and that defense again causing problems for Minnesota tonight early. Made herself a good three-point shooter, and so she asked her what she did. As Miller takes it and gets the old-fashioned three-point play, she'll go to the foul line.
Her teammate a wide-open lane to the basket.
Owusu with the step back. Off the front iron, loose rebound picked up by Chloe Bibby. Miller, big shot from the wing.
Someone Susie Merchant needs to step up tonight scoring-wise.
There have been a couple of players on Susie Merchant's team this year that have made big jumps, but speaking of players who have improved freshman to sophomore year, how about Diamond Miller?
Watch here, Miller, number 1 in yellow with the ball, coming off the screen, reading that Arella went behind the screen.
Great offensive rebound by Shanice Lewis. Miller with the step through.
Miller switching to the left hand all the way into the rack, and Diamond Miller thought she should get an and one, but she gets 2 there, her first 2. 2:18 to go in the fourth. The entry to Collins, finding Diamond Miller for 3, and Miller has 24.
Finding each other, especially when teammates are open in good situations for them to score. And look at the pass from Collins across half of the court with the defense.
She's strong enough to be in the post to make those decisions, and she's also good enough to handle the ball and steal as well.
After the steal, the pass up to Miller, it caroms back to Owusu.
The next possession, Diamond Miller gets a tip, Owusu gets her teammate back, and then how about just a little back and forth action between.
Kayla Mershon sprung wide open for the easy lay in the transfer from Nebraska, if that name is familiar to you. Benzan in the left corner. Diamond Miller drills a 3, and Miller's got 7 in the early going.
He has got incredible range as a shooter. The tip goes to Maryland. Talk about range, and Diamond Miller sizing it up for 3. Miller again, she's got the first 3. She's got all 6 points here so far. The first 3-point miss for either one of these teams. You saw that graphic. They started out a perfect 5 for 5. Miller taking the contact. A 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Diamond Miller wears number 1 on her jersey, and this is an and one right here, drawing contact.
With some full court pressure to try to slow this Terrapin team down. Owusu pulls up for a long jumper that's no good. Inside, Mimi Collins with the rebound, back off to Miller. Miller's going to fire a 3-pointer, and that one's good. Back the other way, here's Owusu with a runner that's no good. Farquhar rebounds to Traylor. Purdue coming 2-on-2. Traylor has more on her right. Traylor goes up to the basket and has the shot blocked out of bounds by Diamond Miller.
Halfway through our second quarter, so a lot has changed in a short period of time. We'll see.
It was funny talking to head coach Brenda Freese about that. It's like, well, what exactly do you go in and tell the team? The entire Northwestern defense. Not easy to do. Here comes a steal.
On the cue, coast to coast, Diamond Miller. Here's a steal. Veronica Burton leads the country in that category. She's off to the races and swatted away. Who else? Diamond Miller. Runner off the mark by Sydney Wood. Maryland controls. Diamond Miller, Euro step. Left-handed finish high off the glass.
Oh, my goodness. This is maybe SC top 10 worthy here. That's between 3 defenders. What concentration. She starts the ball.
Stockholm, Sweden, number 10, Tova Sable. Diamond Miller.
And again, a lot of these programs deal with sometimes with male practice players, and that's not necessarily always available in terms of the numbers that are available to them this year because of COVID.
Alyssa Thomas is another player who she compared her to in that regard, not necessarily skill set, but everything about her attitude and how she just fights for everything she wants. That we had with some fantastic teammates.
And, you know, you go back to last year's Maryland team, they certainly, as Owusu knocks down the three.
Owusu behind the back dribble, dribbles in, floats it up and in. We're tied at 68.
All of this year. Now here's Benzan, fakes the three, goes inside, now back to Owusu, step back, behind the back, dribbling, she knocks down the mid-range jumper, and Maryland's off to an early lead. 3-point sharpshooter for the Terps. And now Owusu on it. Owusu driving down a hill, the shot, the foul was called. So Owusu drove left, was fouled by Juff, it looked like. Maybe Tucker got a hand in there, so we're waiting the call as the officials meet.
You can see some of the moves there.
And they, that's right, and they have helmets and things on, so a little easier to get in there.
Finger roll finish on the transition for Owusu and Maryland.
Watch right here. Nice anticipation, getting right up the ball line. Though she finished with her right hand on the left side, she did it quickly enough that it wasn't disrupted or getting blocked by Maryland trying to get to it.
Owusu just is so casual. Final few seconds here of the quarter. Owusu, then the offensive threat, and she's got a new career high with the final bucket of the quarter.
Has made a big leap forward this year. And for the Terps, Owusu is coming off a career-high performance.
Share the ball, they move it. They are one of the best at throwing a can come with some three-quarter pressure and try to make you go deeper into the shot clock.
Looking around to Berger. And they will turn it over. Owusu, head up.
That's by choice and by design, one to the offensive glass, because you want to make sure you get back and try to set your defense.
Oh, Owusu got lost on the weak side for three.
Hey, Brault. Ooh, wee. Hey, listen, she's averaging almost 2 blocks a game. You have to be aware when she is in your area and get her off the ground. Michigan State, I know they hit a couple threes, but I'd like to see them continue to attack the paint.
Certainly the hot hand for Maryland in the first couple minutes of this one. Owusu, the hot hand on the season, the reverse, and it's in. Cheeky little move there from Ashley Owusu. Of course, this season, you got to imagine she'll get there. She's gotten close a couple times.
Absolutely.
Owusu feeds into Bibby off the window and in. A great cut across the lane.
Trailer must have heard us talking over here, okay, because now she's getting involved on all levels of scoring.
And Owusu draws the and one.
The stop and go, how she uses her body to get into the defense.
Off the ball on that block. Diamond Miller playing some staunch defense early on here, just what Brenda Fries wants to see, a balanced effort.
And there is Owusu who knocks it down. They're all starting to put the pieces together.
Yeah, I mean, it takes some time. I mean, it looks good on paper, but you have to have that kind of development.
Maryland looking to stay perfect in Big Ten play. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Owusu, nothing but net.
Comes out of the water and shows her shark fin and pulls up the mid-range, all net for Ashley Owusu. Being up the line in those zone instances.
Here's Sissoko on the break, and Owusu got her from behind. Owusu, the shot blocker.
Yeah. Oh, didn't even hear her coming.
They're not going to foul. They have to stay on the floor. These 5 players for Maryland and these 5 for Ohio State have to play significant minutes. And I mentioned depth before. Ohio State has a little more depth, even though Patty's not available tonight with that shoulder injury.
Sheldon tried to drop it off for Juhasz. Here comes Maryland on the run. There's that transition game.
And what a week for the Buckeyes of Ohio State. An upset of Michigan, an upset of Maryland. They take down a pair of top 10 foes.
Hitting those threes back-to-back, especially for that 6-point swing.
Here's Owusu back on the floor, back on her grind, +1.
That's where Owusu is so difficult to guard. Strength it takes to come in, finish in traffic, get that to go. Owusu is on a whole nother level when it comes to...
Owusu on Crooms. So tough inside.
And we keep saying the word strength.
By Imani Lewis out on the wing. Benzan with the shot fake. Finds Owusu. You know, you look at Ashley Owusu's game athlete bound to Collins. Owusu with the blow-by and the finish. Maryland is 6 for 6.
Of being shifty with her moves. And she can really knock it down. I've had to guard her before, and I was really impressed with her ability to shake defenders.
Love that insight. Feel bad for anyone who's got to guard or try to guard Ashley Owusu.
Makes great decisions. So strong, can finish through that contact. It's really hard to guard.
9 to shoot. Caton on the attack against Katie Benzan. Ball knocked free and Husker turnover, their 4th. Owusu on the other end. Easy to Ashley Owusu. So dynamic basket. This is something to watch.
I mean, this is just pure talent in transition. She's able to get up, keep the control. She has handles too. She's nearly 6 feet tall with the handles. Stops, look, multiple hesitations, finishes high off the stop. Ashley Owusu.
Well, you can see her brain moving as their eyes watch it again here, shifting all over the place, looking for an open teammate. It's Bibby for 3, and she hit.
Owusu just kind of pushed Peebles aside.
Top of the key, backs her way out behind the arc. Pass in the front to Collins. Collins back to Owusu. Owusu spin move in the lane. Her shot goes and she's fouled. Up top to Collins to the high post and Bibby. Left side to Owusu. Owusu. Oh boy, Collins cut to the basket on the weak side for the easy lay-in.
You couldn't have drawn it up any better on the whiteboard.
Two teams starting out red hot. 60% shooting for Maryland, 67% shooting for Iowa in their first couple of possessions. Benson, how about it? You bet.
10.5, 11 weeks. Angel Reese is back for the Terps.
And the lay-in is good.
Lisa, this is why Ashley Owusu is so talented. She draws. There was a lot of energy and volume coming from the players off the bench as well.
And they just keep piling it on. An and one chance here for Ashley Owusu.
Ashley Owusu wants to be an engineer upon graduating. She also wants to go to the WNBA, but woo, woo, woo. Ooh, Ashley Owusu, oh my goodness.
Ashley Owusu.
Danielle with a dribble around a screen from Hillmon, top of the circles. Now left wing Cedar. Hillmon comes to get it at the elbow. Looking for Haley Brown inside. It's not there. She'll just put it on the floor, drive herself. Right side of the lane. Nas Hillmon, yes. Wright State rebounding the basketball. Here is a quick feed inside to Hillmon. Score it with Frierson on her back. And one from Johnson. Nolan to the top of the circles. Back right side for Rauch. To Hillmon at the free throw line. High-low for Leigha Brown. Dump inside, and Leigha Brown is able to finish. Double-team wraparound pass finds Rauch, right wing for 3. No. Offensive rebound, Hillmon. Put back, and one for Nas. Done that time for Wright State as Michigan runs the other way. They've got their starting 5 back in there. Beautiful give and go. Hillmon and Brown. Leigha Brown off the feed from Hillmon made a hard cut. 6 straight for Wright State, 50-33. Michigan tries to go quickly down the floor, and Hillmon to the trailing Leigha Brown, who hustled through. Screen there from Hillmon. Brown to the top of the circles. Right corner for Rauch. Back to Brown. Inside for Hillmon. To a cutting Leigha Brown with the left hand. Score it. On the wing, this is Adika for 3. Off the heel, no. Rebound, Dilk. Amy, long pass ahead for Hillmon. She will lay it up in transition. Boy, Michigan has been so good at that. Now to the wing for Cedar, corner right Dilk, catching fire for 3, short. Rebound goes back to Amy in the right corner, lob for Hillmon. Quick shot up from Nas, no, but she got her own miss, put it back up, good, and one. And it's gonna have a chance for a 3-point play. The foul for Butler is against their 2 field goals, 29-8. Here's Hillmon inside off the feed from Leigha Brown on the wing, score it, and 1. And Butler's offense has started to pick up a little bit. Here's a feed inside for Hillmon, score it, and guess what? A foul. Jai Alexander runs it the other way, left to right. Alexander with a good dribble drive through the lane, and then her shot blocked out of bounds by Naz Hillmon. 35% of your threes than it is to make 50% of your twos. Johnson with a crossover dribble on Moscow. Has to back it up to the wing, and it goes to Hillmon. Quick turn, nice move. Naz Hillmon first to get away from Imani Lewis and find a way to catch that ball. Goes to Hillmon, back to Rauch in the corner. Now on the wing to Haley Brown. Inside Hillmon, quick move to the right. Hillmon scores it.
32-15 our score. Coach Landers hit the nail on the head. Michigan shoots 53% as a team. Top 10 nationally. Hillmon a big reason why. She spins it in. She's now in double figures with 10. 0-0, getting it done down low.
The patience, simple plays. That's just a bounce pass, an entry pass into the block for Naz Hillmon, who's got great position, puts herself up the lane.
He's back within 1, 15-14. Quickly, Michigan. Hillmon, what a move past Kane for the reverse layup, and she used the rim as a defender to shield the shot blocker, Kate Kane. Seconds to go in the period, 16 to shoot. Left wing for Dilk. Down low to Hillmon against Stewart. Quick move, reverse layup, and 1. Pushed off the block by Bourne. Hillmon holding at the elbow, puts it on the floor, faking to the left, spinning to the right, and scoring off the glass. Who are down 4, they rush it ahead. On the left wing, Brown, up top for Cravens. Hillmon went for the steal, Cravens drove the bucket, and Hillmon with the rejection. She erased it. 43, Michigan, final 50 seconds of the third quarter. And it goes to Hillmon on the post against Stewart. Pass to a cutting Dilk for a right side layup. Good feed from Hillmon to shoot as Johnson drops it for Dilk. Lob inside for Hillmon between a double team, throws it up. Good. The officials discussing whether it should be an and 1 or not. That's 2 whistles against the Illini, both on Rubin. The lob, Naz caught it in between 2 defenders. Hillmon misses the free throw, but Michigan with the offensive rebound. Chance to tie or take the lead on this trip now. Inside Hillmon against Paniatopoulos. Score it, and 1. Hillmon has 10 already here in the first. We are tied at 12. Back of the right wing for Amy Dilk. Amy with a couple of jab steps, now a lob for Hillmon on the right baseline. Nice pass to a cutting Maddie Nolan for an easy layup. In school history for the Wolverines, there are 10 players.
Stapleton is somebody that the Wisconsin coaching staff wants to continue to assert herself throughout this season. Nolan, quick trigger, and Michigan opens the scoring. Both of her parents are Wisconsin grads. It's safe to say she didn't have much of a choice on where she was going to college. Emily Kaiser has 2 more.
Ohio State loves to play that positionless basketball as the game continues to evolve in that way.
She is the Kevin McGuff kind of player. Hillmon going reverse style.
Aggressive, strong move to the basket pass, always able to step out and score, and then Hillmon doing what she does best, spacing up there. That McGuff's been really happy with the way she's stepped up from a scoring standpoint.
When you're going up against a post player like Naz Hillmon who can do that, you're in trouble.
Naz Hillmon's not going to stop fighting for the ball. Defenders have to get a body on her and continue to try to push her out of the paint. Look at how aggressive she stays. It does not matter how many white jerseys are around her. Naz Hillmon is going to get the ball.
Hillmon turning and facing, and look out. She's got that spin move. Body bucket and 1. Naz Hillmon.
That spin move gets the ball at the elbow, can spin, finishes on the right side. It's quick, it's strong, and the ferocity of which Hillmon finishes, that's a big bucket for the junior.
Trailing by as many as 16. They find Brown, who turns and fires. Hillmon with another offensive rebound. Hillmon with the Michigan program stamp for history.
And get the second chance opportunity. Look at the aggressiveness, finishes off the glass.
Here's Hillmon. And she's got a lot of moves inside.
Yeah, that was Farquhar. It was a little late on the pass, and you need to throw it up high.
Kyle immediately gets tested as Naz Hillmon rolls it in.
Needed to shore up the interior defense, so she whipped that big lineup. So she has more variety now with what she can tap into in terms of who she has on the court. We'll watch right here. Naz Hillmon gets double teamed. Going back to Haley Brown, she leads Michigan with 14 made threes coming into this one. And how easy was that for Naz? To be a challenge. Who can contain that area the best?
Oh, look at that quick first step. That's what you're talking about, Christy, is that footwork for Naz Hillmon.
Well, Naz Hillmon, there's a reason why she is so efficient.
And Kevin McGuff told us we're going to try to do some things differently against Naz. We'll throw some different defenses at her. Back to work she goes now in double figures with 10. Hillmon goes to work against Juhasz and connects inside. Nicely done. She's got 12.
That multiple times, and the best compliment I can give to Sharon Goodman is that she plays like Monika Czinano there on the post, and it's an and one there for Naz Hillmon.
Here's Naz Hillmon just taking that contact.
Got to lead to points here on this side for the Wolverines for them to keep it close. And so they feed Hillmon this time. Spin move up against Reese. Boy, was that a tough shot.
It goes to Hillmon, double teamed. Out to Brown, over to Dilt, corner left Leigha, right back into Hillmon. Quick passing as Hillmon splits the double team and scores on a flip in the lane for her first two of the day.
Cook healthy for now this season. She's battled so many devastating injuries in her career. Here's Clouden on the drive. She lays it up and in.
And she said, yeah, we're going to plug her in right away. You know, she's still trying to get healthy. She had a procedure done on her foot earlier this year, so she's just trying to get rhythm from that, as well as rhythm with a new team. Well, that's when you know. I mean, she has international experience. She played on the U20 team for France.
That was an example maybe of Jasmine Powell trying to do a little too much. Another and one.
Transition defense after a turnover. Oh, got a piece of the ball, pushing pace, pushing tempo. Just let her go. At that point, you're not in position to make a play on the ball. Just give it up to your teammates.
Clark with a good cut. Oh, and a block. Might try to stop and control the offense here. Clouden with the ball up top, making a drive. And that's an and one. Michigan State's had in almost a decade.
Michigan State coming the other way. Clouden in that left corner. Backing up, working off the glass and in. Good finish there by Clouden. Here comes Clouden the other way. Drives baseline. Kicks out to Winston. The open three. Good look and a good shot.
Like to play the 4 out, 1 in, and Parks is the perfect one to be in.
Working off the pick and roll. Nia Clouden up for 2, and she gets it and the foul.
She's been great at drawing the contact. What she's becoming great at.
Coker pops it out to the corner for 3. That one's no good. Parks with the rebound. Here comes Clouden quickly the other way. She's got Crooms to help. Crooms up for 2, lays it in. Osmond unlucky on that one. Bounces out. Janae Poisson hits the ground. MSU another turnover. Here comes Winston. She's got Osmond with her. Goes up herself. Off the glass and in.
Here's Arella. She drives baseline. Arella through a double team. Throws it back off to Clouden. Clouden with 5 to shoot. She fires a 3 and it's good. Nia Clouden with the triple. Now it's tied up inside and Michigan State comes out with a basketball. Clouden with 12 to shoot. Clouden driving. Clouden over McLaughlin. Yes, and a foul. Clouden went all the way from the right to the left-hand side, laid it up, and picked up the foul on Carissa. Only scored 6 points here in the quarter. McLaughlin with 6 seconds, off to Layden. There's a steal. Clouden with the steal. Clouden with the layup. Good. Right at the buzzer. That's a killer.
Early heat check right there for
Clouden takes it all the way in to tie it up at 7.
It's the second time, same action, trying to get downhill, attacking the basket. Winston just came up short on that one.
A-roll challenging that time. One of the better shot blockers, and it leads to that. Winston with the finish.
In a safe manner. For her to do that milestone in front of some family members, I'm sure that's very exciting for her.
And picking up the steal there. Play a little defense, too.
Yeah, just you saw her eyes. She was stalking that ball and just quick as a cat.
Here comes Haiby. Euro step. Can't get the shot to fall. Ball's tipped around and grabbed by Clouden. She throws it behind the back to Winston. How about that from Nia Clouden?
has come to life offensively here in the third. Look at that from Leigha Clouden.
Super smooth.
She's been the catalyst. Spartans lead by 3.
Monty Smith gets the first shot up and has her second shot knocked away. Here comes your first look at Leigha Clouden, and she feeds it ahead to Crooms, who has the bucket, and will go to the free throw line.
Clouden, great floor vision, gets the ball up ahead to Crooms for the finish on the other end. Look for Michigan State to continue trying to get this action going throughout this whole game.
Clouden, the top scorer for Michigan State, trying to get one right back, and she'll have a chance at 3.
So high, and Clouden does this with ease. Quick step, change of pace, able to absorb the contact, finish over. This is what you do when you're a junior in the Big Ten. You have that experience.
Scored since the media. Clouden with the shake, and the pull-up pop goes down for Leigha Clouden.
But gets it back. Hustle inside by Mo Joyner. She feeds Clouden, and finally Clouden is on the board. It has become a 34-point game. Maryland absolutely pouring it on right now. Clouden got that one off in time.
Can't quite get it to her just yet as the shot clock down to 5. Clouden just notices it and flips in a 3.
Well, here's the GOAT. The GOAT does GOAT things. Look, 3 feet behind the line, shot clock running down, no problem. There are other things that you can do to help the team. If your shot's not falling, you can get on the ground for 50-50 basketballs, hit the glass hard, and make plays for your team.
Clouden, another long 2. She can hit those.
Leigha Clouden right here. Watch the footwork. Ooh, the in and out. Ooh, and then the pull-up.
Back home tonight for the Illini. Well, Leigha Clouden is red hot. 10 in a row. She's got them all for Michigan State. Another long run for Michigan State. They went 13 in a row earlier. Now running with 8 in a row. 2-on-2. They got a shooter fading out toward the corner.
Kendall Bostic posting up, finding a cutting, parks down the paint. Then how about the little roll to go? You only get that kind of roll to go when you're playing at home. That's what we always say.
Well, for whatever Nia Beverly produces offensively in terms of points is great, but she is one of the best in assist turnover ratio side to her game. And she asked her to watch tape on Grace Berger. And not just because they just played them in their last game, but because of what she does outside of scoring. She does everything else.
Last year had 26 points and 13 rebounds in the last meeting last February against Michigan State, going off the glass. At Nolan 3, by the way, is the first 3-point make for Michigan. 3 of their last 40 on 3-point attempts. Here's Leigha Clouden looking to bring Michigan State a little bit of momentum with the and one.
She has probably seen every defense possible, but she somehow found a way to get inside, and she got tagged on this shot by Kenray Johnson, who came over.
This is a really well-conditioned Michigan State team.
You like that too until you're doing sprints night in and night out, trying to make sure your lungs are ready to rock and roll.
You can see Michigan State in their man-to-man defense. As we said, they're going to switch positions 1 through 4. Rutgers now in a horn set, trying to get some isolation opportunities inside.
It's Clouden coming from behind.
We'll take a look right here. Great pass inside to Singleton. Nice clean block by Clouden, who just tipped that ball right out of her hands. She put it a little bit behind her, made it easier for Clouden, and there was some frustration by the players not taking proper cuts on that one.
Well, here's Clouden. Oh, what a beautiful pass. The no-looker to Tyre Parks for the finish. Scoring, but the Big Ten standout presented by Auto Owners Insurance, this dime pass.
If you are not getting shots in yourself, how can you help the team? Watch Leigha Clouden go to work, draw.
watching the games, and they've had the one game against Eastern Illinois. They had Bradley canceled for December 6th, and then they'll have a couple more non-conference games scheduled.
I just love Veronica Burton's game. She's so patient and poised at the point guard position.
And one finish, a nifty lefty finish by Veronica Burton.
Just fierce. What a great read. A little bump screen right there. Let me get past the second line. Third line's going to give me a bump, too, for the and one. Great read right there. Great read right there.
But when you think of Purdue basketball, at least in the last few years, you certainly think of three names. And hitting it from deep there for Northwestern again is Burton. She's got the hot hand again. 4 of 5.
Her team, whether it's by making great passes or knocking in shots on all three. Northwestern to take her out of do in terms of catching and scoring and getting a free line to the rim.
It's Burton with the and one.
Watch right here. She's going to reject the screen, and what that does, the defender is now off balance because she's trying to get over top of this.
Media picked her as a preseason player of the year candidate. Here's Burton for 3. She has tied her career high with 23. Try to stop her tonight.
Veronica Burton, they're trying to see if it got off in time. Oh, that's so close. Oh, I think she got it off in time. That's a good shot. More ways than one. I mean, she had a hand in the face, shot clock running down, found the line, step back 2 feet. Well, that's just tough. Great early lift on that shot.
She's one of 3 starters who start the second half with 2 personals. And to block that time for Burton, she's doing a little bit of everything.
There's a reason why she was Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten last year, and it wasn't just because
of offense. Lindsey Pulliam can't get it to fall, and Shaw the offensive rebound. Hamilton's open. Good. Jordan Hamilton. No good off the heel. A long rebound to Burton, and Northwestern is in transition. Burton to Shaw. Easy layup for Courtney Shaw, her first deuce of the game.
Northwestern will let you catch, but they'll be there on the catch. And Porter was ready to pull the trigger.
And Burton never afraid to pull the trigger. That's Veronica Burton with the three-pointer.
On both ends of the court, the offense, she gets a little room there. Making over 50% of her three-pointers this year. And she's shooting 56% overall.
And the steal. Here's Burton again. Nice dish to Hamilton.
And then just, you can't bring it down, freshman. I'm going to pull it away. That is too much, too tasty there for Burt.
Doggett has it blocked as Burton got a piece of it.
And leaking out, it's Burton who chases it down, hangs on to the ball that time, and gets the layup.
They are still trying to set those high screens in that zone.
What they do, they'll just take it away once again, and it's Burton with the lefty finish.
Russell Wilson, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I guess that's the best they can do in these COVID times, so having some fun with it.
Burton with a deep attack.
Iowa is so good at making sure they get those shooters open in the corners.
Northwestern on the push this time, and it's Shaw with the 2. She picks up where she left off against Wisconsin. And Clark is everything that she does, and she's got the ball here scoring-wise. Leads the Big Ten in assists as well. As you had pointed out, her vision is incredible. Veronica Burton sizes it up for 3, and Northwestern has the 3-point edge. Burton with the crossover. She'll take it herself and beats the buzzer and draws the foul. Veronica Burton taking over for the Wildcats.
Score, especially as a point guard. Once again, rejects the screen, this time on the right side, getting in with contact, finishing towards the basket. And what a way to split the defense for Veronica Burton.
Niam ended up deflecting it out of bounds. She almost grabbed that, though, with both paws.
A dump to Burton at the top. This is a 35-footer to beat the Hornets in. Oh, big bucket for Burton. And Marisa's chest pass is picked off by Paige Mott. That is the 9th turnover on Penn State. Driving is Burton, slashing her way inside, slicing and scoring. 14-10 Northwestern lead by Burton. Burton off to the races, 1:40 to go. Burton starts, stops, push shot in the lane, swirls in. 10-point lead for Northwestern, their largest lead of the half. Cash running the point guard duties at 6'2". She dribbles it off her foot, a little careless, and then she's stripped from behind by the Big Ten's leader in steals, Veronica Burton, who's going to glide to the hoop, lay it in with her offhand, fouled by Hagans on the left hip, and one opportunity.
And her 4th steal of the game, and
she averages 4 per game.
Satterwhite at the head of the Blizzard zone. They get it to Peebles. No. In and out. That one was 3/4 of the way down. Here's Burton in between 2 defenders. Yes. A 13-point lead again for Northwestern.
Showed you the numbers that she put up. A season-high 19 points against Iowa in the first meeting, and going off the glass. Not sure if she called it, but it'll go down as 3 points for Veronica Burton all the same. Burton gets a wide open look and drills it from the corner for another 3. For the American Heart Association is obviously very close to the Jensen family, as well as Lisa Bluter, the Iowa side. And if all was normal, you saw those little kids walking out with some of the Iowa players.
It is kind of crazy with Czinano. It's like a freight train. You know it's coming as Burton gets in that passing lane.
And takes it the distance, gets the contact for the and 1 for Burton.
Leader in that regard. You know what she's going to do on defense.
Sloppy pass by Sheldon means a transition opportunity for the Wildcats, and another bucket inside for Burton. Jordan Hamilton too strong in a layup attempt, but there's a steal from Burton as she continues to climb the list of all-time Northwestern steals, and the layup is good for the senior Hamilton.
Scarlet Knights not on an 8-0 run, and Northwestern needed that, and so did Veronica Burton.
You're going to have to play Maryland or Michigan at some point. Burton for 3. She drains it. That'll help. Down to 5.
Goes around Rubin. Wood now in the corner. Shot clock winding down. Burton was open. The floater banks it in.
Out of a basket and 1 for Michigan. It's a turnover, and the Wildcats have it. Straight on wide open. Burton for 3. Good. And then the rebound's off the head of Haley Brown, but saved by a Kenray Johnson. But Brown just kind of, and now a throwaway. Dilk, another steal for Burton. Bad turnover, Michigan. Pulliam to Burton, right side for 3. Got it.
Dorka Juhasz. Dorka Juhasz.
Jacy Sheldon. Dorka Juhasz for 3. Dorka Juhasz.
Sheldon, and this pressure that Ohio State is putting on is causing a lot of trouble right now for Nebraska. Good, strong move to the basket, and then finished in an opportunity for a three-point play.
To make sure that she's going to get those 2 points. Absorbs the contact, misses, gets her own rebound, gets tangled up a little bit there on the floor, by the way, able to get the and 1. A player like Dorka Juhasz, physical, knows how to use her body, skilled underneath the basket.
Those 5 offensive rebounds that she gets, 4th best in the country, tops in the Big Ten. Juhasz going to work and one, trying the foul that time on Haley Brown.
And at 6'4", she can play with her back to the basket as well as face up, but a nice ability to field the defense. So big for post players to have the ability to pass out two shooters on the perimeter especially.
Dorka Juhasz sizing it up for three. Maybe that will get Ohio State going. First team all-conference players, Dorka Juhasz and Naz Hillmon, and they've been going to work.
Looking for her shot more this season as well as a senior.
Michigan only one three-point make. Juhasz with the rejection.
Earlier than defensively, the anticipation, able to get that block. I've said it before.
Now Jacy Sheldon will try to get something going for Ohio State. Juhasz tries another three and hits, and Ohio State is finally on the board. First bucket of the night for Brown. 5-point lead for Indiana, under 2 to play in the first quarter. Juhasz driving, and the Euro step, a flashy move on a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Juhasz, that's a three, and a much-needed one to counter a 6-0 run for Indiana. Big impact player, particularly in a game against an Indiana defense that's ranked #1 in the conference. And rejected by Juhasz.
Penn attacks the basket hard and big rejection.
With a nice strong cut downhill.
Good feed from Miller to Dorka Juhasz, and that is the first field goal for Ohio State.
At least, 9, 10, 11 teams can, compete for NCAA berths.
Here's a turnover. Juhasz has it. It's Poole driving against Burton. The crossover is good.
Nine-point advantage. Juhasz feeding Patty for two.
Post-to-post passing at its best. Sometimes it's just the high post dumping it down. Dorka Juhasz can put it on the deck, draw defenders. Extra effort there by Dorka Juhasz to tap the ball. She couldn't get both hands on it, so she pushed it to her teammates.
And Juhasz going to work. She's got a quick 6 points. Kate Martin has fouled out on the Iowa side. 4 to shoot now as Juhasz puts it on the deck and off the glass for two.
Guards usually possess floaters, but I'm going to go ahead and give this as a floater for Dorka Juhasz right here. Just flipped it.
Braxton Miller at the left wing. Skips it right corner, Sheldon. Fakes a three, jab step, drive baseline, Sheldon. Bank shot up, no good. Kick out left corner on the rebound for a Juhasz three that she buries. Saves it to Ohio State's Braxton Miller. Leads the outlet ahead for Juhasz. Up the left side of the floor, backs down her defender, turns to the left baseline, dropped it in on a beautiful reverse.
Buckeyes moving to the front court. This is Green with the basketball, hands off to Sheldon, their leading scorer. Bounce mid-post on the right, two defenders trying to stop Juhasz, who leans in and scores. That's Dorka Juhasz, 15 points per game.
She looks comfortable on that shot. That's the best thing. You got to have courage taking a shot.
Lob inside, there's Juhasz, one-on-one with Stoffaker. It's good, and the foul.
I tell you, when you're playing like this, you got to get the ball to the three. You have to recognize who on your team is really hot. We're getting a chance to get shots up if you don't turn it over.
High screen set. Sheldon kicks it to Juhasz, and then she shows the range and hits the three.
I tell you, I never saw anything like that.
But what do they think happened? Did they think Imani, here's Juhasz reverse and it's in? Oh no, 62-59, Wisconsin holding on to the lead. Let's see if they can settle down with 8:10 to go. After this timeout, you are listening to Wisconsin Women's Basketball from Learfield IMG College. Gives Wisconsin a 2-point lead, Buckeyes ball. Juhasz in the corner, throws it inside. Here's a spin by Beecham and it's in.
Sheldon, Ohio State, stops above the top of the zone. Left wing for Juhasz. She'll angle to the paint, dust it off. Patty caught it and goes to her right and lays it in right of the rim. 5 for Dayan, and it's 15-13 Purdue. Here's Juhasz left point. Snaps off a quick three for the Buckeyes and got it to give them their first lead of the game.
That was the hard-hitting analysis we needed right there, Brooke. That's a great way to close it down.
You're lucky I'm not in the same room as you do.
And she's been great, 6 points on 3 of 3 from the floor. And there's a takeaway by Kateri Poole, the freshman from the Bronx. A run out, and she dishes to Juhasz. Juhasz can run the floor as well as any post in the conference.
I've said, Juhasz will be fine. So what? She had 1 point, and she's still showing she's right. She's just fine.
So much talk about Holmes' offense this year, but she's become an elite rim protector. Elite move there from Dorka Juhasz.
Gulbe going baseline, rejected. That time by Dorka Juhasz. 9th turnover of the game for the Buckeyes. Holmes rejected by Juhasz and saved by Sheldon.
Does it on multiple ends. 6-4. Get that out of here.
They can put her where they want. If they want to post her up, they run her off a back screen. If they want her to shoot the 3, they can run her off a double down screen. And if they want her to take somebody one-on-one, they isolate her on one wing to beat someone off the bounce.
To bring 4 schools to the Final Four. Cheney, Iowa, actually 3 schools, but 4 times. Cheney, Iowa, Rutgers twice in 2000 and 2007. And the basket good.
55 forced turnovers and get fast breaks that lead to layups. Arella Guirantes, so smooth.
And put pressure on the ankle, so that's a good sign. Liz Martino checks into the Rutgers lineup. Another heralded freshman. And
that's all positioning. And she's really, really tough on the offensive glass. We saw that last year.
Stolen by Guirantes. Takes it to the hoop and scores. 5 on the shot clock inside. And Guirantes with the block. And a shot clock violation. Another outstanding defensive sequence.
Defense has always been key. And Guirantes, even against the 6'3" center.
This is off the rim. Wiener had a good look at it. Here comes Rutgers on the run. Guirantes flips up ahead. It's laid up and in by Guion. Nice fast break by RU.
The camaraderie of the community and that being the heartbeat of the nation. I love that.
A couple of quick turnovers here out of the timeout and converting. It's Johnson, the freshman.
Rutgers reading it to perfection right there. Guirantes with the deflection off to the races is Diamond Johnson.
Outside, here's a 3-point shot off the mark. And the rebound tracked down by Broughton. Up ahead, Guirantes. Arella Guirantes lays it up and in. And Rutgers takes the early lead. And the rebound tapped over to Guirantes. Guirantes bounce pass. Diamond Johnson. Beautiful pass by Guirantes. 10 on the shot clock. Diamond Johnson flips to Guirantes. Guirantes eyes a long 3. Puts it up and in. Drills.
I mean, Guirantes, this is not the look you want. She's trying to create a foul here, I think, with Shanice Lewis coming out to close out, bring up for the mistake.
Owusu has it knocked away by Giles. Another outstanding defensive play by Mael Giles. Broughton dishes. Guirantes, a long 3 is good.
Or 3 officials. Inbound goes far right corner. Guirantes off a jab step, takes the 3 and drills it. So Arella with the knockdown, 3 of 4 on Monday against Maryland from beyond the arc. First against the Pirates, Rutgers to throw in. 6:43 to go, opening quarter. Rutgers trails by 2. Far right corner 3, Guirantes in and out and back down again. So Arella with a couple of early 3s, 8-7, Scarlet Knights back in front. Near right wing, swung around. Goes back to the far right wing, Mason drives the lane, puts up the shot, rejected by Guirantes. Seconds left, third quarter. Far left wing, Guirantes. A crossover dribble, a pull-up, deep 3. Got it! To close out the third quarter in great style.
Being harassed out there by Taya Singleton, and then that pass knocked away by Guirantes. Restolen by Sacred Heart. Up ahead, Dabney has it blocked from behind by Singleton.
She got beat on the block, and so instead she decides to front the pass and knock it away, sort of a wing.
3-point shot off the back rim doesn't go, taken by Sonia Smith. And the long rebound caroms out to Johnson. Guirantes, quick move and lays it in.
That season 1976 has been talked about a lot more now recently.
Guirantes lays it in off the steal. Broughton. Guirantes in the corner. Dribbles in, reverse off the glass, in, and the foul. Strong move by Arella Guirantes.
One-on-one on the corner. She just blows by Macias. Gets that reverse to go.
Nebraska 22, Rutgers 21 this afternoon in Lincoln. Guirantes goes behind the back on Whitney Brown, drives on the lane on her, pulls up from 12 in the lane, and her first field goal is.
Here's Guirantes. Long three-point shot, good. Arella Guirantes drills it from downtown, and the Scarlet Knights go back up by 12.
And patient handling that pressure. That was a logo thought that Guirantes decided to take, and she's got that step-back move that she's made a little bit of her move this year. Passed that up, and it was a good decision.
Knocks down that step-back jumper on the base. 9 times out of 10, she's knocking that down. She was in rhythm, on balance. That's automatic for Lindsey Pulliam.
Oh, and that's automatic, and one chance here for Guirantes.
See that pro-level potential. She just handles that ball screen action.
Not looking to attack, and Giles meeting her. Those quick hands that time. It was Walker with the swipe. And Guirantes, once again, another and one chance.
A Euro step to the finish, to the great scorer, Guirantes. Fakes out Jordan Hamilton.
Guirantes spins past Moore. Now dishes back out to Diamond Johnson. Johnson for 3. She's got a couple of triples already for the Scarlet Knights. Guirantes draws past Leighton. Now step back, and she will hit nothing but net. First 2 of the game for Arella Guirantes. Back to JLs. Down low to Guirantes, who got a step on trailer and lays it in. She's now in double figures.
Kia unable to connect, but gets it back. Flips it outside. 5 on the shot clock. Guirantes drives in and scores. Tail Inich. Laura Bagwell could tail Inich. Transfer from Cornell. Now she takes it as a block from behind by Guirantes.
Scramble again. Offensive rebounding has been huge for the Scarlet Knights as well. Another opportunity. Pulling and firing for 3.
Producing that much offense. But there's Takia Mack getting it out. Oh, you close out, keep their jobs. They're not going to let some rookie come in and take their spot. They want to eat too, is what he said. And I think that's just speaks to what she's been doing today. You have to love that. Look, Takia Mack finds her, a nice kick out.
A different kind of dimension for Illinois this year versus last year.
It always changes the dynamic of the team when you have a post in there who can go to work. And Vicky Bullitt, and if I missed a box out and Vicky was like, you've got to box out, that would crush me. More than a coach saying, Christy, box out, there's a lot more peer pressure when your teammates are telling you.
Look for Martino, who's getting some more playing time. Block from Cash, that's her 2nd of the game. Right into the hands of Guirantes and gets the body and the bucket.
Nice in here with that one. And then out of position, she gets her body.
Marisa, by the way, no points still for Penn State. And another turnover here for the Lady Lions. Make it 10 here for the game, and off and run in the transition. Here's Johnson from the perimeter. Seems like every post wants to be a guard. Every guard wants to be a post. Arella Guirantes could be post, guard, shooter, scorer, slasher, you name it.
There's Allie Patberg. They'll be joined by Mackenzie Holmes and Jalen Penn as well. Here's a 3-ball from Allie Patberg. She's backing down inside, and another good defensive play by Mackenzie Holmes. Quickly, as Griffin said, Indiana runs the floor, and a Euro step from Allie Patberg. The board down 24-8. But Hoosiers have found points inside with Mackenzie Holmes. Here's Kiana Worthen for 3 off the bench.
Listen, this is an Indiana team we saw last year have inconsistent stretches at games. It would go 5 minutes to 7 minutes, and it'd just be like cold shooting.
This on a second chance opportunity for the Colonels, and now at the other end, Allie Patberg gets a layup.
They drive to the basket by Azubake, and that play's going to result in one thing, either a bucket or a foul, and great ability to just get up there and make that play over the defender.
Patberg to the basket, score.
Have a WNIT banner. They wanted to have more banners added to that. And Allie Patberg's been so huge in that momentum and getting this Indiana team going.
Another block for Mackenzie Holmes, and look at Indiana run the floor. Allie Patberg lays it into the Hoosiers. She did late in the second quarter. They have fought hard. They went down 34-8 at the end of the first quarter. It's Berger, nothing but nylon. Grace Berger left wing trying. They are working to get that ball into Mackenzie Holmes, and well, that'll work too. Allie Patberg, the Red Sea parts as she finds her way to the basket. Let her take another shot. But I mean, if she takes it, she'll probably make it. Quick outlet pass here for Patberg. And another lay-in to put her at 18 points on 7 of 11 shooting.
Swan swung inside to Woodard. Katie Allen is also entered as her jumper's off the mark. Offensive board pulled down by Rammel, but good defense by the Hoosiers.
Adel also had a good day shooting from three-point range. She's also just been their leading scorer. Got a key on both of them here on the perimeter.
Patberg in traffic, and a blocking foul called on Omar, and that's going to be the second Coons was looking for. Omar trying to set her feet, but just
more than the previous, so she's doing something right. She knows how to get her players involved.
Patterson open for three. That won't go. Another offensive board. Penn can't finish. She gets her own shot, though. Patberg will try again. Third time's the charm for Indiana. Allie Patberg from downtown. And Carly Coon said it, you know, we're somewhat a young team. Have 7 newcomers, just 6 returners, lost 3 of their 4 starters. It's a breakdown defensively there. Patberg finishes, can't finish. And the Bulldogs go the other way.
And it was a good shot there by Holmes. She got to her lefty hook.
And what a play there. Patberg takes it away from Armstrong, who was ready to go up. Here's Berger. And one!
You give your props to Indiana here, just picking the pocket of Armstrong, and they're able to run. This is a live ball turnover. They're going to score in transition if you let them.
Kirsten Nelson for her second appearance of the game. Could not finish. Patberg up and under, it goes! What a move from Allie Patberg. And what a pretty layup here, Zach.
Yeah, it's a good pass. She gets by one defender, gets by the second, uses the rim as her defender, and finishes easily.
Wednesday, still looking to get on the short score sheet tonight. Patberg from downtown, that's nylon. Allie Patberg extends the lead to 37. Very, very good.
Yeah, it's been a passing clinic. Every Hoosier touching the ball, moving it around side to side, different sides of the court. This is key as well. Make the defense move, whether they're in a zone or not. And Patberg, this is why the scouts like her. She has range.
I mean, so many great forwards have gone through the program over the last 30 years in Tennessee. So that says something when this is one of the tallest teams ever, is Patberg opens the scoring for Indiana. Hit some threes and open up his offense.
Nice pass inside, but a great block right there from Holmes. Stops the easy layup. Now driving very quickly, coast to coast. He's going to get that one to fall with the foul, and one.
Play for Indiana. They can get them fired up. I just mentioned before, Tennessee did a good job getting back in transition.
Shot off right there. Rebound brought down by Berger. She's going to hit that one in transition. Pull-up shot is knocked down right there by Patberg, and IU, just like that, 2 quick jumpers, 2 quick baskets. Nearing a minute left until halftime. Shot is put up and it's knocked down. 3-pointer made by IU. Rebound is brought in. Now it's Patberg. She's going to pull up with the jumper. That one's going to fall. IU.
And her god uncle, how about Sharif Abdur Rahim, a star at the Vancouver Grizzlies, gold medalist. So, I mean, she's got some pretty good basketball blood in her veins.
Nice jump shot from Patberg right there. It's Suarez, picked up by Holmes. 3-point attempt going to have to be put up, but it's a great defensive play. And now IU in transition here to try and tie the game.
Indiana wins the tip, and here we go.
Take a look at Indiana in that zone.
Gulbe knocks down the first look that she gets.
Or do you try to drive it? So there's the delineation that has to be made in terms of shot selection for Indiana.
Second opportunity is good for Patberg. A little fadeaway jumper.
That's what Amy Williams said on that as well. You're used to playing a certain way and hedging a certain way, but you have to change all that.
So far being left in the game with the 2 personals and just about 4 minutes left to play. Here's the takeaway. Berger to Patberg. There's that backcourt duo. 2 3-pointers that are made for Nebraska here in this half. They're 2 of 11 shooting as a team. Here's Patberg firing and hitting from the corner. Sit down. She's got 9 points in the first 20 minutes. Indiana starting to pull 5 out. If you include Taylor Kissinger, who actually retired from basketball. Gulbe starting the third quarter the way she started this game, and that's knocking down the 3.
Well, both teams look like they're playing a match-up style defense. Not straight man-to-man, but they are covering areas.
One of the 10 players averaging 12-plus minutes per game.
Right, and that makes it tough to practice. Coach Freeze said, hey, we have to have some coaches come out there and practice with us because our numbers are low. You know, if you would feel the same way back in the day. So I love the confidence and the bold spirit.
Absolutely, an and one finish there for Benzan.
16-14. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the first. Long three-point shot, good! That's Katie Benzan, an outstanding three-point shooter.
And don't forget, Takia Mack out of this one, left in the first quarter with an injury after landing hard, boxing out for a loose ball, a missed shot. So Rutgers really missing her presence right now.
In, Destiny Marshall comes out.
Yeah, it was just way too easy. Rutgers having...
Inbound goes to Benzan. She fires the three. She hits the three. Katie Benzan, there's her first three-pointer on the day. And rebound goes to Bibby. Now Benzan has it. Goes inside. Great pass. Left-handed layup is good for Diamond Miller. But Benzan making that shot there, but it was first the pass going down low to Diamond Miller.
They can score multiple ways. At all three levels, they have viable players who can score for them.
And they can play defense, too. Benzan, ooh, she pulled up and gets the lead on this play, Christy.
Yeah, Katie Benzan right there, getting into the gaps and then letting this one float like a moon ball would help us. And she said Angel Reese's absence has tightened them up a little bit when it comes to attention to detail.
2 of her 4 buckets have come from three-point territory. 9 seconds now to shoot, and it's the takeaway here from Benzan, who has Miller on her right, and she uses her and finishes with the left hand.
Effortless looking plays, and that was a tough shot. We were talking about the mechanics behind making it pull up like that over a defender. You don't know the specifics on your player's foul situation.
Benzan with the reverse on the baseline. River transfer. Taking it in amongst the trees.
Actually, she reminds me a lot of De'Erica Hamby, who's on the Las Vegas Aces, who played at Wake Forest, just because same thing, her best basketball is ahead of her.
Off the window in the roll, good. Masonis. Just another look at the play for Masonis down low. And she's somebody you've known for quite a while.
I can't wait to see Angel Reese back on the court.
She's certainly not camera shy there either. That was Kyle at the line. Miller down open on the other end with an easy finish.
Good find there by Benzan. Right here, you see Benzan coming down in transition, and Diamond, just the easy finish.
Slow start here for the Terps. Benzan, another try. Her second attempt, her third attempt, and she makes that three-point fall.
Jeb, especially in the absence of Angel Reese, who unfortunately has an injury to her foot, fractured foot, had surgery on that, and is back home right now in College Park.
Three-point makes against Arkansas in a win earlier this year for Maryland. As Owusu rips it away and finds Miller off to the races. That's a little bit of a mismatch.
Was playing really composed and poised under the basket, sees people coming at her, but still is finishing.
Benzan, runner, yes.
That's where Benzan's really good.
No way are they getting sped up. They're comfortable running what they want when they have to slow the game down. Deep three ball is good. This is an amazing start for Ohio State. 13 shots, Debbie. 11 of them have come from inside the lane. And another deep ball from Maryland shooting their way back in it. Owusu able to tip it to herself. Very good rebounding guard. Drops it off for the shooter. Another free look for Benzan. She's 3 of 3 from deep. Did a fantastic job right here in transition. Just spot up. Deep venues are some of the bigger gathering places, especially where the weather's still a lot colder. What a good adjustment by Brenda Freeze off the quarter.
Ends up shooting lanes even more for those three-point shots. So Michigan State wants to balance getting to the basket and shooting the three.
Katie Benzan was unconscious in the first half against Ohio State earlier this week.
Looking at the basket, you have to be out there with a hand in her face, and you cannot give her that much confidence. You can never go under a screen on Katie Benzan either. Always have to
feed up to Alicia Smith, and she was just swallowed up by those jerseys you love, Megan.
Yes, a big fan of any type of colorful jersey situation. And Benzan is somebody that is a big fan of knocking it down from three. Again, Michigan State showing that zone look that last possession, and Maryland goes right to the middle, finding that gap and getting the bucket down low to Masonis.
Owusu. And one.
Great decision making, Maryland trapping, forcing Michigan State to be uncomfortable, and then just so much ease.
To get that changed as part of the university's recognition of systemic racism in this country and an overall desire to improve. Benzan with a wraparound pass, and it's into the corner now, and that three-pointer off the mark by Taisia Kozlova, the freshman. And there's Benzan cleaning that up. She might be heating up, KD. Benzan's shot.
Yeah, they got a good shot, O-board, no hesitation. I mean, those offensive rebound threes are in rhythm.
It's center for Wisconsin from 2011 to 2015, so Badger fans in particular familiar with Bennett Academy. Here's Masonis with the layup.
An O run in the blink of an eye from Maryland as Nebraska tries to secure it from a turnover. Instead, a live ball turnover to Katie Benzan, and Benzan to the other end lays it in.
She's got 3 this year. Benzan, her second of the game.
And watch Benzan. Look, Terry has her hands down. That's enough space, enough, actually from 3 in those situations when there's a late closeout.
Benzan, 5 straight points for the Harvard transfer.
Has to reach behind her to come up with the basketball. Benzan drives into the lane, backs her way out, bounce pass. Styles wide open. Left-handed lay-in is good for Alasia Styles. Ashley Owusu dribbles toward the free throw line. Pass back to Benzan. Benzan fires up the 3 and connects. Second 3 for Katie Benzan this afternoon.
2 teams starting out red hot. 60% shooting for Maryland, 67% shooting for Iowa in their first couple of possessions. Benzan, how about it? You bet! Benzan for 3. That's her second 3-point make. She's perfect 2 for 2.
AT in the front court. Boilermakers down 5, and then Traylor turns the ball over. Here's Benzan. Benzan coming down the middle. Benzan bounce pass Owusu, layup right side good. That's how you run the fast break.
Force them to shoot that shot, that 3-point shot. And here's Benzan, who we know can shoot that 3-point shot. 1 look, 1 bucket.
Well, transition buckets are for the taking for Maryland. If you do not locate Katie Benzan, she's going to knock in 3 after 3.
And Miller with 8 points. And another turnover. The Terps have been ruthless with this start in Ann Arbor. Collins for 3.
Wolverines with Dilk, the 2 Browns, Leigha and Haley, Rauch and Hillmon on the floor. Here's a lob over the top for Naz. Catch and off the right side, a finish for Naz Hillmon. Brown dribbles across the paint in the corner for Nolan. Back to Brown, right wing. She'll take a deep 3 from behind the men's line, and it's good. Leigha Brown from distance. Jahari Smith only averages less than 5 points a game. She scored 1 there. The other way, Michigan quickly. Leigha Brown, good. Off the side of the rim, softly through, and 1. Here's Kelly, wing right. She's going to drive it. Double team dish for Weeks. Has to save it and threw it away. Elise stuck ahead to Amy Dilk. Excuse me, it's Leigha Brown ahead to Amy Dilk. The accidental bank to put away Northwestern. Michigan with a miss, but a steal off the play in the backcourt, and Leigha Brown scores again. It's Leigha Brown's turn now. Leigha Brown driving on Davis, baseline runner, good, and 1. Done that time for Wright State as Michigan runs the other way. They've got their starting 5 back in there. Beautiful give and go. Hillmon and Brown. Leigha Brown off the feed from Hillmon, made a hard cut. Screen there from Hillmon. Brown to the top of the circles, right corner for Rauch. Back to Brown, inside for Hillmon. To a cutting Leigha Brown with the left hand, score it. Michigan on the attack now, Leigha Brown down the lane. Euro step, left side layup, good. Leigha Brown filling it up for the Wolverines. She's got 20. Just off the lane, tries to back in on Hillmon. And in the lane in trouble, and before she traveled, threw it away. Danielle Rauch off the steal. Michigan runs the floor, a drop pass for Leigha Brown, the trailer, and Brown will lay it in. And Jai Alexander is going to pick up a foul. Maybe a little rust to knock off for Alexander. Leigha Brown at the line to shoot 1. One-on-one with Leigha Brown. She'll pull up from the free throw line and miss. Rebounded by Maddie Nolan. She'll outlet to Michelle Seedor. Up the floor, flying right side, Leigha Brown, gliding in, score it, and one. All her third, and the team's second in the period. So you go to Illinois, where you've had a lot of success. Missed everything but the backboard on the far side. Rebound Michigan, outlet ahead to Leigha Brown. She'll pull up from the right wing for a three, and it's through. Leigha Brown has it on the left wing for Michigan. 15 to shoot as Brown drives, wraps around a pass in the right corner for Kenray Johnson, who knocks down the triple. 40-25. Wisconsin has whittled it back to 15. Here's Leigha Brown, baseline right, wide open drive to the rim. Takes the contact from Stapleton, and one. Go deep in the bench today, but trying to maybe manage it late. Here's Leigha Brown, open for three, yes. And timeout, Wisconsin.
Johnson thought about it and said, down to Hillmon. Works it outside for another three ball. Leigha Brown connects, a transfer from Nebraska.
It'll be a long day for Northwestern.
Hamilton the bucket, makes it 20-8. Wildcats need a couple of stops on defense. Leigha Brown, and it's all net. A 5-for-5 start from bonus land for Michigan on the road.
And that's just incredible as well. I mean, what Tara Vanderveer has done, now Gino's right there. You're talking about the Mount Rushmore of women's basketball. It's really throwing Northwestern off. The reason they're getting great shots is they're not holding on to the ball. You see how fast they're skipping it? Not a lot of dribbling going on, and once again, great ball work, unselfish play. It's the zone. You want to keep spacing, you want to keep moving and passing, make the defense shift quickly. They can't get there.
Shot clock is off. Deep three. All the way, and why not?
Come on.
The Michigan Wolverines on fire.
And just the strength at this level is usually a lot different, but she has a Big Ten body already, and that's why she has been able to come in, post up. There's been a lot of substitutions on the Purdue end so far, so I think they've kept that activity level up. Asia Stallings in the lineup, they've been able to really put some good defensive pressure with that time.
Foul away from being done in this game, and yet meanwhile Michigan has gone cold, missed their last 7 shots, which comes to a close when Leigha Brown gets the bucket, and she wanted more. She thought she was fouled there.
Can still feel the emotion between Michigan and Michigan State here today. The tip going to the Wolverines in their maize jerseys, and again they feed Naz Hillmon on the first possession. Inside a minute to play of the first quarter. Off balance that time for Winston.
What's intriguing is that Kenray Johnson is guarding Nia Clouden. Leigha Brown gets the rebound right here, and the rule is, hey, if they stop you, then pass it. Nobody stops the ball, so keep going to the rim. A little crossover, nobody home for Michigan State in the paint.
It's a battle of hot and cold offenses right now, and Michigan continues to be hot.
Well, Averill for Michigan State, she's going to bring that grinded-out defensive mentality. Now a 3-2 zone by Michigan State.
Leigha Brown, a huge three.
For you, everything, especially in clutch moments. Leigha Brown taking a hard cut, size.
And Michigan is a team that averages about 80 points per game. Indiana, about 75, but defense will be a key, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Taking the contact, doesn't matter. Brown gets it. A tough 2 for Leigha Brown.
Right there to clean it up and finish in transition.
2-point edge now for Michigan. The turnaround for Brown, and she's got that soft touch, and now 13 points in this game.
That was Patty with the jumper. You don't see a lot of those shots anymore. You have so many teams leaning on analytics, and it's either layups or threes sometimes. Runner off glass.
With the mid-range, I promise you it's open. And here's a great drive. The late defense from Braxton Miller. She gets no help side, and that's Leigha.
You have to get back in a rhythm, and that's just not going in the gym and getting shots. That's having that connectivity with your teammates and that chemistry that you had developed earlier in the season.
On the transition, Leigha Brown takes the contact.
Has been lights out early on in this first half, but Leigha Brown takes the hit.
Space for her to find Monika Czinano, but somehow she found it. Back the other way, it's Naz Hillmon for 2. Nolan with Amy Dilk on the bench with the 3 personals here for Michigan. A defensive stop that could lead to this too, and it does here for Leigha Brown. Just 10 points scored for Michigan in the first. And that's put them behind the 8 ball, trailing by 15, and the block that time from Leigha Brown.
Getting all ball on Monika Czinano. There's the face cut right there. Nice wraparound pass by Clark.
And takeaway here for the Wolverines. It's a 2-on-2 break. Leigha Brown and the quick hands from Clark. Here's Haley Brown.
You have to find Katie Benzan, especially in transition. She leads the country shooting 53% from 3.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Nolan and Michigan got to do something. Into the hands of Brown for the 2-pointer.
Still dribbles to the top of the key, back over to Leigha, inside for Hillmon. Deep position and a score against Mod.
Sissoko looking to get rid of the basketball. Here's Powell from the corner, and she knocks it down. Gophers struggling on the floor so far from the field, just 4 of 12, but they do create a turnover here. Sissoko creates the turnover. Here's Powell working through the paint, and that one's off the glass and good. As a Golden Gopher basketball player, Abby Wall working in the paint. The Gophers create another turnover. Grace Cumming with the defense. Powell picks it up, and that one's off the window. Sissoko drives baseline, and she turns it over. Nice play by Kira Artifer. She kicks it up to Washington. And Jasmine Powell with the stuff coming back on defense. All ball. No foul called there. Justice Ross working. And Powell lets it fly. And that one's good. Conyers picks up the board. Jasmine Powell driving in the lane with the right, and that one's up and in. Jasmine Powell is on the board with her first 2 points of the afternoon. Caroline Strand, the freshman for the Gophers, checks in for her first time on the season. Jasmine Powell drives and picks up her second basket.
Those Bulldog offensive players are really scrappy with those rebounds.
Jasmine Powell draws the foul, and we'll have a chance at the 3-point play for the Gophers.
The line.
First team foul on the Bull.
Yeah, she's not shooting as well today, 2 for 8, but I mean, Powell isn't either, 4 for 10. But they're getting their, those are the players that are getting their points through.
Monika Burrich picks up the foul.
It's the play here on the quarter clock. Jasmine Powell has yet to take a shot. That's her first shot, and she drills it.
You have that kind of balance. That's a school record, those 100 steals. So, I mean, you have that balance in your game. You can score it, and you can defend in a fierce manner.
Chipping away at this lead.
Yeah, a nice move right there. Rip and go right down the middle. That's why you need to penetrate to the elbows against that matchup zone.
Powell again taking it up the cut, and she finishes with the left hand.
Jasmine Powell driving. She's off the window and good. We'll see if the Gophers go back to Smith. She hit the buzzer beater in the first quarter. Here's Powell driving, 5 to go on the shot clock. She's just going to take it to the hoop herself, and that one's good. With 9, Berger has 11 for Indiana. And we will have some second half action in Minneapolis inside the barn.
26-17, Minnesota lead in the basketball still with 6:25 to go. Wide open left elbow jumper is in by the Gophers' Jasmine Powell.
Smith gives it up to Powell. She has it right wing, throw inside, and a layup. That's good with the roll. Clark Stonyers on the board for Minnesota. Minnesota leads by 4. Mershon gives up the 3 to Powell, and it's good. Extra passes. Timeout, Lisa Bluter not happy with their defense as right now the 3s are flying for Minnesota. Loose ball on the floor. Powell picks it up. It's 1-on-2 the other way now against Jensen. Lays it up. It's good.
Scoreless in this opening frame, about 1:20 in to quarter number 1 inside the barn. Jasmine Powell cutting to the hoop. She goes off the window and in for the first bucket of the ball game.
going to keep continuing to drive that lane if the Gophers don't put more pressure down there, because she's definitely hit a lot of those today.
Jasmine Powell going up. What a move by Jasmine Powell. Smith open in the corner. Hubbard sets the screen. Powell, the step back three, knocks it down.
Leigha Stiles has checked in for the first time here for Maryland, and Sconyers down low and one.
Well, it sounds simple to do, tough to guard at times if there's no help on the weak side. Ashley Owusu should have been the one to come over and help.
Powell for three from deep.
Powell with the long three-pointer off the bank and in.
You might have heard.
For Minnesota, we're at Pinnacle Bank Arena, apparently.
Of 10 from three in that first meeting. A little bit of a shooting slump, but not tonight. Continues to be perfect from the field. Getting more minutes after Clark Sconyers had picked up 3 personals in the first half. Some contact there, but they'll let him play a little bit. On the push this time, it's Minnesota's turn, dropping it off to Hubbard. But this was the last defensive play before she called the timeout, Christy.
Yeah, you can't let the ball get by you in transition, especially when you're being outscored 16-3 at this point.
You want to make sure you're being careful and patient with it, but you also don't want to run out of time on that shot clock.
Right. It felt Layden's three-point there felt a little rushed. Powell.
And like we look at the boards, Powell is once again not afraid to push herself in. One thing Minnesota's definitely looking at doing today is slowing down that game a bit, considering I was used to that quick, rapid movement.
Minnesota looking to force the turnover. They do. Jasmine Powell, she has numbers. She'll find Sarah Scalia. Sissoko looking for an outlet. Just 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. Jasmine Powell is going to have to let it fly, and she connects. Not sure if she got it off. The officials will take a look at it.
The poorest defenses in the Big Ten against the Gophers. So both these teams wanting to take advantage of significant weaknesses. Here the defense coming through for the Gophers, and Powell will go coast to coast. Into Sissoko, getting a lot of touches. She'll kick it back out. And even with the closeout, Powell knocks it down. I really like that basket for Scalia too, because it's getting her touches and getting her good-looking shots early as Powell powers her way to the basket.
To a 20-second shot clock, but nice job by Guirantes being able to drive to the rim and finish.
Minnesota looking for their first field goal, and they get it, a three-point shot. Up court is Powell. Flips it in the corner, wide open three is good. Minnesota can hit the threes. Comes back to Powell, Jasmine Powell with 5 on the clock. Powell gets around Johnson, slices through the defense, puts it in, and the foul.
Powell there getting into the lane, drawing the contact. Looked like Diamond Johnson may have fouled her from behind.
And a foul before the shot. But
Allen opening up in man-to-man. Smith goes to the left sideline with the dribble, picks the dribble up, passes up top to Powell. Powell launches long-distance three and connects.
Love these new uniforms this year with the script Huskers. You see it a lot on Fred Hoiberg's men's team. Deep three, Sam Haiby, early shot clock, you betcha!
That was a nice catch by Kate. It was down below the left side of her calf, outside of her leg. She had a catch with one hand. Now you get a knock away by Scoggin.
And it goes in the hands of Kane. Huskers have scored 5 straight. They trail by 1. Haiby goes coast to coast and gives Nebraska the lead.
Back inside again, tipped away from Rubin, and it belongs to Nebraska. Here's Sam Haiby, last year's leading scorer for the Huskers.
The ball screens to look for her shot. She certainly did there.
Good dish inside. Strong move by Bella Cravens.
All of the uncertainty with the COVID pandemic and protocols and testing, and will there be games, and will teams and players be available? Just so much uncertainty right now.
I've been really impressed with the Illinois defense. We're trying to cut off. Now there, they open up a seam. And that's just good patience by Sam Haiby. Just changes gears and goes. Just that explosion.
Only, I mentioned she played 3 years there, and she left as the school's leading scorer with over 1,700 points. She misses her first attempt there, but Haiby doesn't miss inside the lane. Holmes has now filled her spot as a starter this year when she came off the bench last season. Haiby trying the contacts.
Well, she has had some clean looks and a degree of difficulty on this shot.
Sam Haiby with it, now back up top to the point guard, Ashley Scoggin. And Haiby will take a three-pointer as well, and back-to-back threes for these two teams to start it off. The three-pointer early on, Nebraska shooting 71% from the floor. They lead it here early, 12-9. Here is Haiby with the drive, a little scoop shot, and Sam Haiby with 2 more. She's got 8.
Being able to hear it from both sides, I think, it was very beneficial in encouraging Gorn to come here.
Haiby right at the shot clock buzzer. Here is Haiby with it. Down to 4. 3 on the clock. Haiby into the paint, is off, throws it back out. Good at the buzzer. Sam Haiby wins it, and Nebraska pulls the upset. Auto Owners Insurance, Sam Haiby. She's off her own miss.
Yeah, flips it up and then turns around. How about that? Didn't even look at the rim. Flipped it up off the backboard for the score. This is worth watching again. Splitting the defenders. Didn't have a good first attempt, but she stuck with it. Those offensive rebounds all game long made the difference for the Huskers.
Singleton fights. Cravens for it. Coming up with it is Bourne. Huskers coming back the other way. Haiby, secondary break, drives down the right lane line, driving layup, good, Sam Haiby. Layup, but somebody's back there who can defend really well. Guirantes lost the ball, Kate Kane has it. Here goes Nebraska, Sam Haiby, 1-on-3, driving a layup for Sam is good. Sam Haiby pulls Nebraska within 1.
Here's the turnaround jumper from Cravens, an air ball, but it was so bad, Nebraska's fortunate to get it back. Now it's Haiby for 3, bang. Haiby after Johnson was knocked down for 3 off the left side of the rim. No, rebound Haley. Hillmon last year as Haiby just picks Dilk's pocket in the backcourt. 40 to go in the first. Here's Bourne. Pass for Haiby on the wing. She's going to drive it into a Kenray Johnson. Throw it up. Good and 1. Haiby, Scoggin, and Bourne all well over 30 a contest. Here is Haiby to the baseline. A runner is good to beat the shot clock.
She's loud by her game, so when we're not seeing that, it feels really off.
Haiby misses the first shot, drops it off to Kane, and she has her first 2 of the game.
2:25 to go in quarter number 1. Ohio State beginning to pick up the defensive pressure. Haiby with a nice drive and a little floater in the lane for Sam Haiby. Trying to control tempo and pace against a much deeper Ohio State bench and a more athletic Ohio State team. Nice feed into Kate Kane, who gets the easy 2.
The second quarter, Haiby facilitating, keep that ball high. Kane keeps it high. Nobody from Ohio State can get it. Smart move, great facilitating by the Huskers early on.
Powell with a long 3-pointer. And the rebound is out. Tipped ahead by Sam Haiby and a heads-up play, and Haiby leaned in and at the buzzer draws the foul. What a play by Sam Haiby.
2.6 seconds left. She had enough time. They're going to take a look at it. But the foul committed. Did she get it out of her hands? Yes, obviously. The red light came around the backboard after it was off the backboard. But the foul is committed. You see the knock on the head. But she's able to get it off. And I saw immediately when she stole it.
We have seen a lot of turnovers already in this game. Already the 3rd. Total turnover so far, and there's a jump shot up and good, and that's a 3. And Sam Haiby with 8 seconds left to try and give Nebraska a 9-point lead or more. Here's a jump shot up and good with 2 seconds remaining, and Haiby is able to add on to the lead and give Nebraska their largest lead of the game.
By Izzy Bourne. Good to have Izzy Bourne back in your Amy Williams club. She is one of the best players on Nebraska, but laying it in, going 94 feet herself with Sam Haiby.
Pace in this game is something both coaches talked with us about as being critical. And the 3 up and down for Sam Haiby.
Nebraska to shoot, and they've made them pay thus far. Haiby up with a team like Iowa if you're going to get into a track meet.
Ball tipped away, and Haiby takes it away. Tracking from behind, Haiby able to get through before Warnock. Iowa with the basketball, third quarter underway. Caitlin Clark, 18 first half points, but her pocket picked by Sam Haiby. And Haiby to the other end for the easy 2. Huskers like that start. A little defense turns into offense. And a bounce to Sam Haiby. Good pass on the bounce to Kate Kane.
Came down the defense just a little bit, and then all of a sudden dishing off to a teammate at the last second.
There's Porter launching from 3, and she hits.
Bourne, who nails the three-pointer, and Penn State trying to answer back. We're all tied up at 21 as the ball stolen away from Haiby. Haiby, quick pass up to Scoggin. Scoggin against Beverly, gets the layup to go, and Nebraska takes the lead.
Penn State by no means out of this game.
Absolutely. Plenty of time left to play. And I think both these teams know how much time there is as Sam Haiby inside to Bourne. Back out to Haiby. Haiby will pull up from distance and will hit from distance. Sam Haiby.
Haiby. Here's the countdown, puts it up in time, and I think that's going to count. Trying to battle up in the conference standings. Very clearly good.
Yep, definitely is. Gophers.
10 on the shot clock for the Huskers and Haiby. She'll try a step back 3 and drain it. And she's starting to get it going now compared to the first. 15 remaining on the shot clock. Haiby looking for her first basket of this second half to 12 points. 3 for 4 from beyond the arc as Haiby answers with a 3-point play.
We'll take another look at that right here. She drives to the basket like she's been doing the whole game.
Taken out of their hand like they were against Michigan State, but empty possessions are empty possessions when all is said and done when you're looking at the stat sheet. So it's all about being focused.
Pulliam to her repertoire.
Well, you gotta love it. You have to think of her as being pro-ready for the WNBA with a walk-up 3 like that one.
18 assists combined between those two players.
It's been the pace of play right now, Northwestern with a 20-2 advantage. There are challenges to that when you're talking about matching up against taller, longer opponents, but it can be done.
And there are challenges to guarding.
Not even through the third quarter.
Long arms that time, and Shaw deflects it. Burton with 5 steals in this game, and it's Wood with the finish. An example of that, defense to offense.
Yeah, deflections and pushing tempo.
She is able to make use of her IQ, play in the passing lanes, make some steals. She's going to score a lot of points in transition as here she goes.
Yeah, Rossini not on the same page as her teammate.
A tough task for the Huskers to have an opportunity for an upset today.
Here's the shot from Lindsey Pulliam, and the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year from a year ago. Knocks down a three-pointer.
Now has 11 points, perfect from the floor and the free throw line. Pulliam's got to get something cranked up, and she does from downtown, top of the key. She's got 5.
It's really a good start for them.
Coming off a career-high game, I mentioned that overtime loss to Minnesota. She had a career-high 28 points. Count the bucket there for Shaw, +1.
Attacking the basket, they'll put the ball on the floor, see where the seams are, and there, Courtney Shaw. I mean, she is so underrated at She's lucky if she's 6 feet tall, but she really has.
I kind of went cross-eyed when she said that because she stands at 5'11". It's not like she even tips out at 6 feet at all. Pulliam gets the bucket and the foul.
In bunches, and she loves that pull-up mid-range game. Nice cut through the back of the zone, and she will take those contests. And defended pretty well by Hamilton. I was thinking of Imani Lewis, the natural lefty, coming full head of steam, and again, off the miss. That is where Northwestern is very dangerous. Some speedsters when they throw it ahead. Good ball work, and again, the extra pass.
Possession arrow belongs to Northwestern. They're moving it left to right. Shaw in the corner, a dump to Pulliam, pull-up jumper, it's good. Finally, Pulliam hits, and you can see a sigh of relief off her. She missed her first 6 shots.
With one arm as she has, but couldn't quite get it.
They dish it out to Pulliam, who pulls up 15 feet away, and that's a signature move. That sweet spot on the court, just to the right of the Big Ten logo. She aims and fires and rockets a line drive laser in.
Trying to get into single digits, play every possession.
They whip it down low to Paige Mott, who dodges past Maddie Burke and still able to lay it in on the left block. Has it pinned in the far corner. She's pivoting her right foot. Shovels it to Pulliam in the lane. Line drive shot, good. 9 points in the second half for Lindsey Pulliam.
So Pulliam missed a pair right there. 2 veteran coaches are displeased. How about that? Lindsey Pulliam from the baseline.
Wow.
Yes! Lindsey Pulliam cannot miss. No,
starting to manifest. They're starting to get out there. It's basketball season.
Lindsey Pulliam pulls the alarm. She is putting down a knockdown drill. Those losses, though, are a bit deceiving because of how good Illinois' schedule has been. All 5 of those losses have been to teams either on or in the NCAA tournament bubble, as Lindsey Pulliam once again.
And it's that frustration that you saw there on the bench that Lisa Bluder even talked to us today about some of the emotions that she has to manage. Northwestern trying to take advantage now with Clark out of the game as Pulliam gets another point, gets her first points of the game. A perfect 10 for 10, which is the exact same way that she started out against Northwestern in that first meeting. So Czinano versus Northwestern this year, 23 of 24 for 48 points.
You've got to go ahead and attack those elbow areas and force Northwestern to collapse through the ball and then look for those clean looks on the outside, but you can't settle for contested jumpers.
Smooth shot from Lindsey Pulliam.
Western.
There's Morris right away. She gets the layup, then gets the steal. Now Burton feeds a wide open Pulliam, who takes a couple steps for a nice, comfortable mid-range shot. Poole's first 2 points of the contest.
Are our voices piped in at Welsh Ryan Arena?
What a nice feed to Anna Morris.
They're also playing the zone as well. That 3 is good. 3-point basket. Way back over to the right wing. 3 in the left corner. That one's good.
Mini.
Replay of that. Pulliam.
Pulliam with the elbow jumper, and there is her first field goal and her first points of the game.
And really great finish in the lane. And here's Lindsey Pulliam just knocking it down from that mid-range. I think she does that in her sleep.
Walks that line of being confident, but not too overconfident. The coaching staff saying that she's so humble, wants to try to get better, and look, it's a logo shot for a logo shot. Lindsey Pulliam with the answer.
Pulliam wants to turn here, knocks it down.
4 turnovers already for the Huskers. Northwestern's defensive activity working. Pulliam, turnaround, and that's her shot, Zach. Makes it look so easy.
There's nothing you can do about that.
A little frenetic right now.
Yeah, because that's for Northwestern. If it's not Burton, if it's not Wood, you got Hamilton.
Pulliam, corner triple, yes. And there's Pulliam.
In the country, coming off a Big Ten Player of the Week honor. Pulliam has it, steps around her defender for a left elbow jump.
The determination of Wildcat teams under Joe McEwen to disrupt everything. Easy lay-in for Paige Mott.
Give you everything. She's so lengthy. She's got great anticipation on defense and dangerous, averaging 17 points, 6 rebounds a game.
To shoot, back to Burton. Burton driving kick, Pulliam open for 3. Banked it in.
Lindsey Pulliam.
48-37. Here's a high-low looking for Hillmon inside. The pass is off her hands and stolen by the Wildcats. Here they come with Burton. Again aggressive, driving through. Burton right side layup this time.
Jacy Sheldon for 3.
Jacy Sheldon for 3. Dorka,
creating the turnover. And she lost it a little bit and threw it away into the hands this time of Sheldon, who takes it the entire distance for the first 2 for Sheldon. Sheldon taking it inside. The little runner falls for Ohio State. It's a 10-point advantage.
You mentioned pace earlier, and something that Ohio State wants to do, get out on a run. Illinois does not want to make this a track meet.
And you can't lead Jacy Sheldon, one of the best shooters in the conference, open like that.
Ohio State loves to get those transition buckets. Sheldon sees the defense back off. She knows she can hit from.
McGuff's freshman class this year. Hutcherson, a local product out of Westerville, Ohio. And Sheldon lets it fly from deep, and she's warming up now.
Jacy Sheldon woke up and decided she was just going to.
Outstanding 4-year player for Illinois. 5 out for Ohio State, and fittingly, it's Sheldon who drains it.
Nice awareness by Peebles, short corner.
Crossover, Sheldon, beautiful pass to Patty. She knows what to do with that.
Get about 9 to 10 a game this year, and they're already at 5 makes in this game. And the runner falls for Sheldon. Largest lead has been 12 here for Iowa. Sheldon taking it inside, and that's where the Buckeyes are getting their scoring. This game against Wisconsin.
Maddie Nolan's got the hot hand, have to have a hand up in her face the moment she gets the ball.
Lots of 3 looks this time. Jacy Sheldon knocks down for her first points.
And then on the other end, Buckeyes can show off a little bit from beyond the arc as well. We've got a quick, she does a quick step. She has footwork almost like a guard.
Sheldon taking it baseline. Brown got a piece of that offering. Sheldon staying with it. One of the tiniest players there with the offensive rebound and the putback.
Scoring down low, and how about Jacy Sheldon fighting for it? 1, 2, 3, 4 Michigan jerseys underneath.
And Michigan only getting 1 opportunity on that possession that time. Sheldon with that quick crossover draws the contact, and 1 for Jacy Sheldon.
In the backcourt position here, and Sheldon with the crossover, able to absorb that contact to draw the foul, get the and 1. Nice finish from the sophomore.
And here's Sheldon for the lead. Ohio State back on top. Back and forth we go.
Not only is this a rivalry game, it's a top 25 matchup. Jacy Sheldon stepping up and making a big-time move.
The Katie Benzan triple, so she is 3 of 3 from downtown for Maryland. And the Buckeyes, Jacy Sheldon will get the triple. I don't want to say obsessed, but so locked into trying to do one particular thing in the scouting report that you lose sight of all the other options you might have offensively, like that one right there. Jacy Sheldon turning the corner off the bounce. Sheldon, she's a coach's kid. Dad a D3 coach at Baldwin Wallace for a long time. He's the AD at
Making it really hard to guard. When you're in that pack line trying to help somebody that's getting beat on a drive and your defender is not where they used to be.
Morris will drive with 2 on the clock and loses it. Here's Poole trying to finish with momentum for Ohio State. Sheldon's layup rolls around and in. Minutes of action.
Well, I think Ohio State was tired of seeing Northwestern stealing and scoring and tried it themselves and got out just before the clock expires, out of her hands with .6 on the clock to close the first half.
Let's not underestimate the changes that you have to make as Ohio State on the break here, and Sheldon gets the easy 2.
Right, and when you have those games like that, it's not just the physical wares, but it's also the mental wares as well. Jacy Sheldon comes into this game leading Ohio State in scoring, and right here, she's just taking it right.
Jasmine Powell at the point with a right-hand dribble, beats it in front of the Buckeye coaching staff on the sideline, top side for Smith. Guarded by Miller in the pass into the lane, stolen by Sheldon. That was easy. She anticipated it, goes in from the right angle, and Sheldon lays it in. Misses the short-range jumper. Juhasz the rebound, throws the outlet for Sheldon. She was cherry-picking down the floor on Powell, put it in. Bucket good, and a foul on the right wing. Quick trigger, long 3, no. Patty the Buckeye board. Give it for Miller. Throw a long pass. Sheldon caught it and laid it in right to the rim. And a bucket and a foul called late on the Sheldon lay-in. She got pushed from behind by Janelle Grant.
Athletic department shut down in Ann Arbor for about 3 weeks last month. Been a lot of pauses around the country, as we know. And we had probably 4 or 5 Ohio State games, Kelsey Mitchell's final season. I think every one of those she went for like 40 plus. It just seemed like she was a one-woman wrecking crew.
Can't get into the rhythm.
Dropping back into a 2-3 zone. That'll force a turnover. Sheldon with a fast break and the easy bucket on the other end. Nicely done. So the change in defense.
How can they sustain this fast pace against a team like Penn State, who also can play fast, by the way?
Careless pass, and Jacy Sheldon Euro steps her way around Anna Camden for 2.
When you have a player like Jacy Sheldon who gets the steal, can finish on the other end, will make you pay. Buckeyes leading early. It's a really cool relationship that McKenna has with her grandfather.
Yeah, passed through the generations, and so the handwritten note at the top. There's Jacy Sheldon. She read that like a hawk.
5 seconds left, coughed up. Here's Sheldon, a deep heave. At the buzzer, backs it in.
At the buzzer with the
Was that the fastest 6 points you've ever seen scored? Launches it from Southern Ohio on the logo. The sophomore cutting it to 3 as we head to halftime.
The former coach, I love it. Every head coach out there would love to have somebody like Mac on their team.
I just love the nicknames. You got T-Baby, you got Zippy. See the run currently for Rutgers. Guirantes off the mark there. Buckeyes having some success inside. Aaliyah Patty with a chance for 3.
In transition defense by Rutgers, and Ohio State makes them pay. Patty.
2 of 17 shooting for the Scarlet Knights. Let's see if Johnson can heat it up. How about that? That'll work. She needed to be inserted earlier. Her first shot, first make.
When C. Vivian Stringer says that you're a diamond for a reason.
The camaraderie of the community, and that being the heartbeat of the nation. I love that.
A couple of quick turnovers here out of the timeout, and converting. It's Johnson, the freshman, with an and 1 chance.
Rutgers reading it to perfection right there. Guirantes with the deflection. Off to the races is Diamond Johnson.
Bonafide bucket getters. Bonafide. I mean, in any way, shape, or form. Cappy Pondexter, just an amazing talent.
Maryland defense forces a turnover. Rutgers throws it away. There's Katie Benzan, and she throws it away. Mael Giles steals, puts it up, and scores!
Minutes of offense so far this season from Mael Giles. Fortuitous there to pick it off and finishes through the contact. Rutgers matching up very nicely with Maryland early.
Diamond Miller comes out for Maryland. Faith Masonis replaces her, and Diamond Johnson floats up a shot in the lane.
You see Diamond Johnson up there. She made her first career start Friday, Lou, and you can see why she's earned a spot in the starting lineup. With Takia Mack not in the game.
Diamond Johnson dribbles in, floats it up off the glass and in. Strong move by the impressive freshman. And Arella Guirantes with a smooth shot on the baseline, stolen by Johnson.
That early three-pointer alive. Get a chance now. Yeah, go inside.
Singleton, triple team, flips it outside. Diamond Johnson for 3. So Johnson drills another 3.
Sequence, but the pass from Johnson was great. Here's the 3. I mean, all the time in the world to stare at the rim, dial it up.
Arella flips to Broughton. In the corner, Johnson. Diamond Johnson, beautiful move, hits the 3. What a move by Johnson.
Well, a 14-0 run for Rutgers. Lou, that move spectacular from Diamond Johnson.
A 3-point pass. Diamond Johnson for
Left side quarter comes to Giles and back out top Johnson. To Guirantes at the right elbow. Good closeout by Bourne. 3 ball for Johnson. Makes it 3-0 Rutgers at the top of the key.
Diamond Johnson goes inside Singleton. Got position and scores.
Those two downstairs. Singleton's been really having to work hard to keep Kane from being open to get a pass.
Rutgers has a 3-on-2. Diamond Johnson puts it in off the glass and the foul. What a move.
In transition there, you have the miss here on the one end. Mael Giles brings down another rebound. And after the pass from Guirantes, Diamond Johnson, the freshman, finishing it off at the rim. Leading the Big Ten Conference in forced turnovers per game at 23, so defense has been big.
Knocked away by Mack from behind. Johnson with a behind-the-back pass to Takia Mack. Diamond Johnson with a sizzling offensive performance. Rutgers up 69-57. Approaching 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Diamond Johnson floats it up, in, and the foul.
I believe this is Diamond Johnson's best offensive performance in a conference matchup as a freshman.
Second opportunity here for Diamond Johnson, and she gets that soft touch. Loves that side of the court. It's like basketball 101. I think that's on like page 1 or 2 of the handbook. There's another bucket for Singleton.
I think it's really important that she can score at all 3 levels. If you can knock it down from 3, knock it down in the mid-range, and also attack the basket well, then you can be really successful and useful for teams to make a roster.
Johnson with the pick and the take, and she draws the foul. And Mott with the block that time.
Really nice block there from Mott.
Oh, talk about a loco shot. The freshman, Diamond Johnson, drilled it. Oh, well, we're counting by 3s in this quarter, Kathleen.
Diamond Johnson.
That is currently 3rd in the NCAA. Johnson works it around and now steps back for her own 3, and we're all knotted up. Diamond Johnson, a freshman. Johnson with the rebound. She will bring it back the other way. Oh, nice cut. Beautiful look. Mack lays it in.
Sophomore with the basketball for Minnesota. Drives the lane, has it stripped away by Takia Mack. And Rutgers with that outstanding defense, creating a turnover early. Diamond Johnson slicing through the defense. Mack spinning, twisting in the lane, puts the brakes on, finds Diamond Johnson, pulls up, short jumper is good. And Minnesota calls a quick timeout. Very tough inside here for the Golden Gophers. They have whittled the deficit to 2.
And I've been impressed by Sconyers. It really hasn't mattered who she's matched up against as Diamond Johnson just drills that 3.
Diamond Johnson from way downtown and gives Rutgers a 5-point lead at the end of the quarter. And Johnson carries up for Rutgers. Scarlet Knights with the ball and a 1-point advantage. Johnson pulls up, short jumper good. Diamond Johnson. Timeout on the floor.
Underneath the basket look for Takia Mack. She is one of the most emotional players that you'll find. Hey, you talked about the range, Christy. Diamond Johnson dialing it up early. There underneath. But first we go back to look at this Johnson bucket.
It's a trickle-down effect. You see that in your teammate, it makes you go even harder.
Here's Johnson, deep, deep territory for Diamond.
There it is. Takia Mack swings it right to her. Hey, you got to play all the way out.
And Illinois coughs it right back up. Here's Johnson, gives it up to Mack, and it's a transition 2 for the Scarlet Knights. And whether that's a post posting up or whether that's a guard posting up, that time, Christy, it was Takia Mack trying to post up Michigan State. And quick hands here from Johnson, who will lead for an easy 2.
Get herself back together. She was cleared on New Year's Eve, December 31st, and was able to get herself back into condition and get back on the floor. State is going to bring a lot of energy coming off that great win. They want to build on that momentum and gain that stride going into the Big Ten tournament next week. Sing right now in terms of providing that level of production on the offensive side for Rutgers, and they need her.
Here is Johnson with that runner. Well, she looked good on that in what is the final play of the quarter for Rutgers.
Takia Mack connects.
And expect Rutgers to mix up the defense as active and disruptive. 2 steals in a row now, converting into points. Leads to easy transition points, and then they mix up the defense with a trap. You can't dribble through a Rutgers trap.
Yes, need 3 Pennsylvania State Players of the Year on this roster.
What a stat. Cash. Off the glass, counts in the foul. Johnasia Cash does the little and one with her right fingertip.
Hashtag it, cash is money. I want to see that all over the place tonight and into tomorrow, celebrating Thanksgiving with the fam. Cash is money.
Goes in for St. Francis, the first field goal in nearly 7 minutes. They're down 15. Cash swimming inside, banks it in off the glass, and does the and one symbol with her long index finger. Her second straight game with an and one.
Already strong with 8 rebounds. That was a cash is money right there, rising.
Basketball working it right to left in their navy blue attire. Penn State going left to right in their home pristine whites. Muze with the ball. It's poked away by Johnasia Cash. Johnasia Cash accelerating up the far side. Lefty layup. Freshman from Saratoga Springs, New York. 2-point lead for Penn State. Cash has the ball, working it. Down the right seam, glides and scores. Delicate moves for Johnasia Cash.
She knows full well what that means. I mean, her sons, Marcus and Tyler. Here comes Diamond Miller down the lane, and Cash says
stands at 6'4", so it's quite noticeable, right? When you don't see a big blonde 6'4" warming up. Down low again, Cash looks like that's going to be a priority here early for Penn State.
She's checked in as well for Anna Camden. She's going to bully her way inside against Holmes, dribbles it off her knee, chases it on the left wing. At the Big Ten logo, she spins inside, tough angle, still able to spin it in. Nice job by Johnasia Cash, who's their air ball, Joe, her 3rd air ball of the game.
Justin,
5 minutes in.
I don't know if she's drawn iron on any of her jump shots so far.
Lefty finger roll, high-low play. What a great entry pass, 6 from Cash. They're only down by 3 to the 19th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers, who hold a 19-16 lead.
Indeed, and Andrea Garner told us she's a Northwestern fan right now. She roots for Penn State except for this game.
Nice backdoor cut for Anna Camden on the reverse lane. The feed from Cash. 65% of her points are in the second half. A bounce to Rainey, blocked by Cash.
And saved.
And she's able to save it into the hands of Camden.
Cash looking to take Mershon on. She started out red hot here for the Lady Lions.
Whalen said, hey, she was just tough. Keeger was all over the floor. She sat low, played the game low and quick, and was just fierce. And they weren't playing. She was watching her play. And, you know, Keeger said the same thing about Lindsey Whalen.
Cash trying to take it right at Mershon will get the miss and the putback and the foul.
Change sides like that. It can go into a pick and roll, or it can go directly into the high post where Cash was available right there. It gets tipped around and she gets contact on the putback. Great energy, staying with the play. Johnasia Cash, her 3-ball, almost 3 made threes per game, 2.7 to be exact. So you have to know where she is and close out on the catch.
Count it for Cash. Oh, she's feeling it.
Johnasia Cash is playing no games with you. Come down on the shot, and she loves it. You love the passion from her teammates, too.
Double-double is coming against Minnesota, as we had mentioned in the last meeting, and against Indiana and Syracuse this year. And Cash coming down with another rebound. How about the outlet pass? Penn State wants to push and run, and it's Beverly with the and one.
Obviously, that was a huge factor in Petra Holoshinska's game.
Nice finish by Johnasia Cash as she hung in the air and took the contact.
But Kane draws her first foul as well, and that's going to be big as the game progresses.
Caden to Kane. Kane against Cash. And Cash with another block, her second straight. A long outlet to Shea Hagens. She's got Porter to beat. finger roll, it's good. Pointer rolls off the front iron, rebound for Johnasia Cash. She's going to glide, reverse lay-in, and sneaks it in. Johnasia Cash has 12 points to lead all scores. Chest pass to Marisa, working around a Cash screen. They shovel it to Cash, will be her first three of the season, and it's good from straight away. Johnasia Cash. Unbelievable. She's already has her fourth straight double-double. It's 17 and 13, 30 gone by in the first quarter. A bounce pass to Imani Lewis to the free throw line. It's snatched away by Johnasia Cash. Long outlet from Camden to Beverly, who's able to sneak in the layup on the right side.
Inside and outside.
High velocity pass deep inside to Hilliard, and it's knocked away by Marisa. They punch it out to Beverly. Then, Johnasia Cash with the Euro step blow by finish, streaking and scoring. Stripe, a 72% free throw shooter. One of the most improved players in the Big Ten, Joe. You know, and McKenna Marisa is one of them. Beverly against her former team gets a screen from Cash. Popping up, it's Anna Camden, holds the ball above her head. To Beverly, a swing deep inside to Cash. Counts in the foul. She lets out a big roar. Trifecta. Penn State leads 14-11. 4:15 to go in the first quarter. A fast start for both these squads. 7:54 they lead. Clockwise passing, and then a swipe by Johnasia Cash. Loose ball picked up in the near corner for Anna Camden. Here's McKenna Marisa across the midcourt stripe. A shovel across the lane to...
It almost turned over Indiana. We mentioned Hagan. She leads the team with 14 steals, and the numbers that you saw in the last 4 games that she's played. Cardano Hillary gets blocked that time from Cash.
Pay time and time again. And don't bring it in her area unless you best in the conference.
And that is Hagan's challenging Holmes, who's actually one of the best shot blockers in the Big Ten. Speaking of shot blocking, that was Cash coming over, and she got Holmes on the backside. Burke this time inside, comes up empty-handed. Cardano Hillary saw Patberg flying down the lane. Here's a look from Beverly. That one rattling home for a three-point attempt.
Their 3-2 zone, and Michigan State is taking advantage.
Spartans push it up quickly. Cook's shot is blocked by Johnasia Cash, who's having a nice game so far. She has all the points for the Nittany Lions. It had the lane and hit it perfectly. Cook tries to pass out of a double team and loses it. Nittany Lions are running. Nia Beverly's layup is up and good. The Spartans bench has almost outscored Penn State 22-23, but a turnover leads to an opportunity. Nice feed from Cash to McKenna.
Nothing going from deep so far, coming off a career-high 39. That one rattles out. Rebound by Johnasia Cash. She flips it to Camden. Great teamwork inside.
11-0 boards from the Lady Lions as they continue creating second chance opportunities for themselves and keep the lead.
As you said, they got to keep an eye on Haiby here, and looks like they're doing a better job there as a steal.
Stolen away. Johnasia Cash leading the team down the court. Inside pass to Nia Beverly, who will pass it back out. A three-pointer from Burke falls. Cash has the ball on the other end, tries to pass it out. Three-pointer, no good. Penn State doing a good job now, keeping the ball in their hands and passing it out, as that shot is good.
Slowing it down with the right-handed dribble, bounces to the far side corner. Post-Pishalova knocks over a defender, gives it to Imani Lewis. Mid-post on the left. She'll try the reverse, and it's good by Imani. Lewis is heating up here.
Here's Brooke Schrammick. She just checked in. She grabs the offensive board. Lewis, runner, good. Good shot. Imani Lewis, a walking bucket in this game.
Good soft hands that time for Stapleton, who controlled that for the bucket.
3 lines of defense waiting for you. Look, here it is. 2 on the ball, 2 people, 1 pass away. Almost got that. Guirantes a little late on the rotation.
Lewis finding that target of Sarah Stapleton again.
You see Hilliard getting out of that corner. Uh-oh. Split the trap. Find a teammate and make.
Quarter number 3, Imani Lewis posting up mid-post left. Working on Fleece, backing her down. Imani, strong move, come on, there it is, off the window for 2. Imani Lewis.
Swing areas, the free throw area, etc. It's very vital.
Badgers are tops in the Big Ten in rebounds per game. Here's Imani Lewis flying in and turning and scoring with the left hand.
Spinorama, eh? That was good.
Yeah, came in from the left side, spinning her way to the basket. Underhand layup, and it's rebounded by the Badgers. And there's the eyes of Sydney Hilliard finding Imani Lewis down the middle of the court. Hilliard to Lewis, and it's an easy lay-in, 40-30. Here's Sydney Hilliard back to the basket at the left elbow. The Badger sophomore has it. Directs it inside. Here's Imani Lewis. Lost it, got it back off the glass for 2. So they go to Imani Lewis when they need a basket, and it's a big piece of his career high in blocks was, and it's 2. And now she has a new career high. How about this? A steal by Moscow off the left sideline. Up to Imani Lewis, spinning in the lane. Imani left hand finish.
Schrammick the board ahead to Hilliard. Hilliard down the lane on the run. Scoop shot, no. Imani Lewis, put back, yes. And 1.
Oh, to the corner. There's Stoffaker. Bounce mid-post on the left to Imani Lewis. Now she's fighting. Now she'll try the reverse, and it's in for Imani Lewis. A strong move down low for the Badger junior. Clock's approaching 10 now for Minnesota. Sissoko. Open mid-range jumper on the left. Nope, there's Pospisilova with the rebound. Quick pass to Sydney Hilliard. Hilliard up ahead. Imani Lewis all alone. Layup good. Great vision there by Hilliard to get it to Imani Lewis on the fast break. 13 seconds to go in the game. Pospisilova has it outside right. She'll try to penetrate. Leave it off Imani Lewis. One dribble to the basket. Will it drop? It will. 7.3 seconds to go. We're tied at 70.
Hilliard's shot.
She passed it through 2 Gophers defenders. Dangerous pass, but a good one by Pospisilova, and Imani Lewis is right there.
And not like dribble over the half court. They are just waiting there for you. So good job, Lewis, getting it to the middle, and Schrammick, tough cut to the basket. So good job breaking it that time. You know that if she's sitting out, she is hurting.
Yeah, she's definitely a warrior and a competitor as Lewis gets another bucket.
Jump shot here for Wisconsin. That one's going to be knocked down, their first jump shot of the game. Holmes, a lot of contact there, but not going to get anything, and too strong on the layup. Inside to Lewis. That's going to be a blocking foul.
Aren't there? And let me just say that if you're Wisconsin, you can set a goal here.
6.5 to go, 16-point game. Bounce pass inside to Lewis. Looking at her options, puts up the left hand, knocks it in.
But, you know, Sharon Bursup said we're playing defense differently because of that. I mean, she would clean up a lot of our errors. If someone would get beaten, they would just have her there. But whatever was said in the locker room by Jonathan Sippis and his staff, it's working. Oh, just a precise pass right there between defenders, and a strong finish by Lewis at the rim. And push tempo the other way. I mean, they've found success in transition after the halftime break.
Stapleton threading it to Lewis. How about that move? Lewis gets it to go down.
Mask one. Imani Lewis making herself available on the slip, getting down and dirty in the paint.
14 of their 30 points have been inside the paint or down low, and they are dominating Wisconsin in that part of the floor. Here's a dribble drive. Lewis up and good with the left hand.
Stay with the call, and inbounding is Hilliard. Soft toss to Imani, who drives baseline left. Counted and a foul. Lewis strong to the rim, and now she'll have a chance at a 3-point play. Inbounds by Hilliard, who came around like she was about to take the handoff from Imani. Throws at the corner. Stramick has some space. Spins down low, left hand. Nope, it won't drop. Imani, offensive rebound. That won't go. Here's Imani again. How about that? Lewis staying with it.
Higgins punched that away, and the ball's just pinballing around the midcourt stripe. Eventually, Wisconsin has it, and then Imani Lewis gets a layup on the left block off the bounce pass from Hallie Douglas, and then lets out a big fist pump and roar.
That's what's happening right now. Bounce inside. Stapleton catches deep on the left, missed it. Imani Lewis right there. Offensive rebound. Put back, counted, and a foul. So Imani Lewis has a chance at a 3-point play.
Use the glass. 3-point attempt.
Imani Lewis is having a...
It's now like a sliding drill in Major League Baseball.
Here's Hilliard. Loops it over to Lewis. How about a 3 left of the wheel, and it's good for Imani Lewis from downtown. In the first half, Lewis showing her range from downtown.
I tell you, she's smoking. She can't miss.
Juhasz at 6'4", a hand in her face. It did not matter for Imani Lewis.
Yeah, she's a strong shooter outside on the 3-point range, but she also is a very prominent shooter within, making a lot of points on drives. So we already saw that earlier too.
Imani Lewis with her first bucket today. You know, that's the opportunity she gets today.
Yeah, and just thinking about that, she has shown throughout this year, the few times she has played, she still had a prominent position in that, and like she shows she has no fear in attacking it. So
Sissoko comes back in. Here's another look at that 3-point play. Soda also was able to build
a double-digit lead against Illinois, their most recent game in this building on Wednesday, as Imani Lewis is going to snatch that away from Sissoko. It's one-on-one. She finishes plus the foul.
Opportunity.
She is so strong. You can see the speed as well. She knew when that contact was coming, but she is such a smart player. She had no turnovers against Illinois. She understands floor spacing as Imani Lewis will take it to the basket. A good move for the junior.
Maybe it's that she also showed this against Wisconsin last time. I don't know if Wisconsin wasn't maybe preparing as much for it, but she's definitely showing she's not afraid to put that up, and we saw that excitement running back on the floor.
Lewis from the high post spinning against Mershon with Sissoko on the bench, and she converts. Lewis, a valiant effort in the first and second half. She was consistent throughout. You see that kind of hustle and energy as she earns herself a three-point play.
Iowa lead was 10 at the half. It's 9 now. Lewis sneaks up and under, bucket and one. There's a lot of work there to get the steal on the pass.
That's a tough pass to make for Warnock. Not a lot of space to work with. Didn't have much in the first half or first 2 quarters, but
Hilliard looking at Kate Thompson. She wants it. Ceiling Parks didn't get it. Imani Lewis wants to take it instead because she said, I'm going for the and one.
How about just to see what she becomes this year?
And here's Traylor with a steal. Purdue coming 2-on-2. Traylor with Layden. Traylor to the rack, lays it up and in.
That's exactly what Kenna Traylor can do for this Boilermakers squad.
They're tied at 10, and we should mention that last foul before the immediate time. Traylor off to Moore. She fires an open 3, left side. Air ball, but the rebound on the weak side of Madison Layden. Back on top to Traylor. She fires a deep 3 and hits. Kayana Traylor finally breaks the 3-point spell for the Boilermakers. Seconds. The Boilermakers have gone on a 7-0 run to push the lead from 3 back up to 10. Driving on White, stops at the elbow, goes back off to Traylor. Traylor holding out there against Morrison. She goes baseline, gets it on the defender, lays it in. Nice baseline drive by Kayana Traylor.
Back triples for Valco. Inside out action was good for them, not good for the Boilermakers.
Farquhar at the free throw line. She fires from Traylor. McEvans has it. McEvans picks it up on the wing, gets it 4 corner to Walters. Walters had the pass or shot blocked away by Kyle. It's loose on the floor, and Kayana Traylor comes out with it, throws it ahead to Janelle Grant, who pump fakes and lays it in. Moore at the free throw line to Farquhar. Her pass tipped away, she gets it back to Traylor. Open 3 up, right side. Good! Kayana Traylor goes back to the field, and that will end. The Boilermakers who couldn't buy a 3-pointer in their first 2 games. Goes up, Olivia Trice picks up the foul. Traylor at the free throw line now to try to make the save.
what do you mean? No, you have to maintain a level of efficient play, and that's what she came in and did with those 8 assists.
Good off the glass.
Lakers are percolating right now, trying to find some confidence, trying to find. That makes a huge difference. A 9-0 run out for Northwestern because of that second and third effort on saving possessions and opportunities to score.
Oh, that's a home court roll if I've ever seen one.
It's controlled by the Boilermakers.
Both of these teams want to get out and run in transition, so expect to see a lot of up and down play, and a nice shot there by Traylor, and that's what she's done more this season. Get out and run, get easy buckets, but just settle into an offense and get into a scoring rhythm.
Traylor left open, and she knocks it down.
That is case in point why. Dion down low, ready to make it work if she needs to. And what a heads-up play here by Traylor. The steal, the finish on the other end.
Nebraska has been on the road since that Indiana game, and maybe building a little bit of chemistry and confidence with each other as Traylor takes it. She'll get a 1 coming up on the free throw line.
And Purdue at half court on the other end. Traylor so aggressive, getting to the back.
You know, about maybe a 10 to 14 minute restriction here today, but that three-pointer puts her at 235 in her career, and maybe that started something for Purdue.
Cassidy Harden, who checks in, gets it off to Layden. Layden to a cutting Traylor, off the glass and good.
Great cut by Kayana, and then the finish. That was tough.
I think that's pretty the way you solve this Indiana pressure. You got to draw 2, or make some nice cuts. Trailer going to her left. You know, for them, that's got to be the focus. And Coach Versup talked about getting those.
With the left, plays the glass beautifully.
Offensive struggles for Purdue in particular on this three-game slide. They've been held under 50 points in each of their last 2 games. Sharon Versup knows as well as anyone that her team's got to knock down some shots, and that's a great start. Kiana Traylor, the junior from Martinsville, Indiana. Still under 2 minutes. Traylor, 5 first quarter points, none in the second. How about 2 in the third? 3-point game. Traylor did the same to Gabby Marshall, but Purdue still has it with 3 to shoot. Traylor lets it fly. James Harden, yes! 2 consecutive losses at Carver Hawkeye. Something almost unthinkable. Caitlin Clark turns it over. On the cut, Tamara Farquhar.
Powell from 3, she'll miss. Layden rebound, she's gonna kick it up to Traylor. Traylor's gonna get the and one.
Purdue's chance to take advantage of being at the line. We see that right there. She missed it. Powell tried to guard.
She's down by 7, less than a minute to play. Well, Traylor here, she's gonna get a nice rebound there. Quick play, 4 seconds, 2 points.
Rokia Doumbia has come on for Purdue, number 4 in black. She catches this pass and gets the first points for the Boilermakers. Second chance. Pass intended for her got knocked away. Pull up by Traylor is good.
And there they've got the big guards and Dilk who can rebound.
Nice steal there from Kiana Traylor. In transition, it's Madison Layden hitting the 3 shot. They've had a bunch of turnovers to work on, but haven't had a bunch of opportunities in transition. And yet Traylor hits a 3, back-to-back 3-pointers for the Boilermakers.
With the 3, and then the defense collapses. There's Traylor.
Back to Kiana Traylor. 7 on the shot clock for the Boilermakers. Traylor will pull the trigger from deep, and she hits her first bucket of the day is a triple. Looking for Dion to set the high screen. She does. There's the screen and roll. Instead, Traylor splits the double team and hits the little floater.
Gives it a right point for Farquhar. She'll come off to Traylor at the left wing. Traylor leaves it into the lane, driving underneath lane, wrap around layup, good, driving the baseline, and she scored low on the right. Traylor at the right point, Purdue front court to our left, drops for Dion at the right baseline. Check that, it's Farquhar. Farquhar now will lob it inside, caught by Dion, got free and laid it in with bad interior defense there.
Boilermakers have had a tough time scoring today, and again, deep in the shot clock with 5. Traylor heaves a 3 and hits.
Those are the types of scoring opportunities that Purdue needs Kiana Traylor.
And rebounds Smith, and she coughs it up to Traylor. Pushing the pace on Kroon, right to the rack and a chance at the 3-piece.
Actually out and running. Take a look at Traylor. Does just a little bit of a hesitation and is able to explode.
On top to Moore. Brooke puts it on the deck, working on Benzan, back to Traylor. Traylor working out there against Masonis, takes it up to the rack and lays it in. So coming down 2-on-1, dishes it inside to Reese. He's tripped up going to the basket, lost the ball, and now here comes Purdue the other way. Traylor in the open court against Benzan, takes it up, scores, and draws the foul.
I think she just lost her foot.
Yeah, she didn't argue the call. I thought she might argue that there was a foul, but she didn't
really
see
wasn't.
4 minutes. So right now it's Kyle, Grant, Moore, Layden, and Traylor. Traylor tried to throw the ball off somebody's back, missed it. It goes right to Brooke Moore, and she hits the 15-footer.
I'll take it.
Mentioned Kiana earlier. She is the defensive stopper on this team, and Terry Morin credits them as the defensive-minded team. So here we go, a look, and Purdue takes it away.
Purdue has come to play this afternoon.